Hi, welcome back to A Cage Sustained. I am your game master, Chris Bernal, aka Krifu, and let's go ahead and introduce our cast.
Hi, I'm Liza. I'm playing Confidence Bright, a halfling inquisitor. Having recently discovered that she was framed for murder for no good reason, she is trying to deal with the chaos sweeping Corvosa and figure out what's going on with these new friends that she has made.
I'm Sylviana. I play Ivor Locks, who is a 17-year-old boy and a generally happy-go-lucky aerokineticist who is the head babysitter for the Sable Company, the lawful good military organization in Corvosa. But last time, he accidentally killed someone. Granted, this was someone who was also trying to kill them, so it's not like he killed an innocent person, but he feels really bad about it, so he's going through a bit of an emo phase.
A teenager going through an emo phase. Surprise.
It's never been done before.
Yeah. I'm Pooja. I play Simran. She's a 19-year-old magus who has a lot of family drama, which has unfolded over the last several episodes, that she is desperately trying to compartmentalize and channel through a lot of anger. And she too killed a person last week, except she kind of shrugged it off. Because she's not damaged at all.
And I'm Homero. I play Nusim, an android arcanist. And right now, she's just really worried about a couple things. One, just figuring out all these magical items. And number two, just really worried about getting expelled from school. I mean, the stakes are high today. We're just going to have to see what happens. Hopefully, nothing bad like that happens, and maybe we'll just deal with a couple deaths. So far, has not killed anyone, but she doesn't like to get her hands dirty.
And my name is Scott. I am playing Ursian Krupt, the human fighter. Oh, sorry, I just got bored with the concept. I am 22 years old, and I am a former armiger of the Order of the Nail, the Hell Knights of this fair city. So I have yet to run into that group, but the day is young, and who knows what will happen. So,
Don't say that.
What time is it?
It's shortly before noon. There are storm clouds on the horizon. Yes, but the sun is shining upon Jagare Circle as you all enter into this large market square. Even despite the city's wildness lately, the square is still filled with people, merchants trying to hawk survivalware, people just pawning things that they've found on the streets. Maybe if you look hard enough, you'll find someone who is willing to take some looted equipment off of your hands. But yes, there's lots of people around here, and I think you all are carrying some equipment. I think I understand that Ursion is holding some armor, maybe?
I've probably just been hauling stuff up and kind of tying it off to make it somewhat easier to carry, sticking it in my backpack or strapping it to things. I was tempted to maybe strap them all to one of the corpses and then drag that around, but that didn't probably. It was just a quick one thought, and I quickly banished it because it's not proper. Though stranger things have happened in a riot city. So just saying. Anyway, I'm not doing that. I'm finding a better way to carry them. So
I'm glad Ursion is always telling us what he's not gonna do.
Yeah, he's not
doing.
gonna kill the children.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just saying I definitely didn't kill someone in the last fight. So why don't you back off, everybody?
Yeah, you just killed a bunch of people the day before.
Hey,
All right.
We should stop living in the past.
Yeah, seriously.
The past that was about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Bygones.
As we're walking through Jagari Square or Jagari Circle, it's the opposite of a square. Um, it's a market square inside a circle.
Ooh, how
Um,
exotic.
Can you all? I think we haven't really gotten a good description of everyone's characters, and I like this scene. Like, despite the tension in the air and the fear and anxiety in people's faces, there's still the Corvosan grit and willingness to survive and make a buck. Still on display here. And I don't know, how do maybe your characters feel a certain way about it, having just it came from the encounter we just did.
Yeah, I think definitely for confidence, seeing the beating heart of commerce is kind of like a big breath of relief. It's like walking by a bakery and smelling fresh bread. It's just sort of that idea that anything is going the way it's supposed to go, despite the fact that she just had to comfort someone from having killed somebody for the first time. Confidence is also extremely nervous about going back to the place where she used to work and all the people that she used to know who did not stand up for her when she was falsely accused of a crime.
And what does confidence look like as we're walking through the circle?
Well, it's probably kind of hard to see in the midst of all of these much taller people. She's a halfling, so she's only about 3 feet tall, wearing a sleeveless leather armor coat, kind of piratical flair to it, slashed kind of puffy sleeves, large boots. But I think probably the most notable feature, other than the holy symbol of Abadar, which is hanging discreetly around her neck, is she has quite a large, scales, as Chris is indicating.
Oh, I thought those were shoulder pads.
No shoulder pads.
90
No shoulder pads.
That would be this.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The most notable feature, though, is definitely 2 very large, very blonde buns that are on the top of her head.
I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
Confidence.
2
Blonde
large buns.
bun.
That's right. Lustrous golden hair.
Who else do we see walking through the circle?
You see Nucine, sort of a tall, pale, fairly slim, wearing a sort of a bluish green coat with sort of greenish and silver accents, as is common for the Von Autras. And kind of with wearing almost sort of like a button down underneath, and shows very little skin anywhere aside from maybe just the upper part of the neck and face. Long leather gloves, long boots that come up to knees, full coat. Just kind of, and you kind of, for the first time, I think, almost since we've started with this with these heroes, you see her kind of like almost giggling to herself, holding all these like scrolls and like putting this wand in like a sheath and just being like, yes, just like yes, just like, and just walking like, but clearly like lagging slightly behind the group, just kind of like asking Simran like, do you kind of like need this? What about this? Okay, I'll take this one for now. Maybe we can sell it, and just organizing all these magical items that have recently come into their hands.
We picked up quite a few scrolls off of these charlatans that were pretending to be Corvosan guards.
Yep. And speaking of Simran is next to Nucine, and it's a good thing you asked what she's wearing because she has very recently changed. She picked up some studded leather armor off of one of the people who attacked them, feeling like it was her due, but not really giving much more thought to it. And so she's wearing that studded leather armor under a long sleeveless coat, which is blue, and what kind of is her go-to academy wear. And she has long black hair that is in a messy braid, which at this point is just falling out of it, but it's out of her way, and that's all she cares about it. But other than that, she looks like she needs to sleep a little bit.
A little tired from worrying over the return of her long-lost younger brother.
For like 4 years, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a hot mess, and she looks like one, but it's okay because she is
She's what?
Okay.
really good at hitting things.
Mm-hmm. She's also been hit a little bit.
Yes, she she's bleeding slightly, but it's not that bad. It's a flesh wound.
Okay.
She kind of forgot it happened. The whole, what the exhilaration of the casting lightning spells through swords and all that.
Hmm.
Okay. Ursion is also enjoying the walk after walking off the fight, trying to get comfortable and shifting his weight around. He is dressed in pretty stiff splint mail. It doesn't fit particularly well, but he's making the best of it. He is about 6'2", probably about 240 pounds, wide-shouldered, heavy-limbed, excellent posture, actually. He's that kind of, he's got a ordered step and a degree of drilling that seems to, he's got a military bearing that he tries to play off as best as possible with kind of a nonchalant devil may care attitude that is not particularly natural, or it's a new affectation he is trying on, not particularly successfully. He's carrying a great sword. He's got several different weapons kind of sticking out of different spots now. He has a kind of a simple steel cap with a nasal guard, which he's got cradled under his arm. And he has dark hair and in the very common of the Chilaxian people who inhabit this city. And he's just got kind of a little darkish, ruddy cast to his skin that's just kind of betraying just the slightest Shoanti heritage.
Ivor kind of shuffles along behind the rest of them, dragging his riding boots on the ground as he walks. He is tall and has 90s hair, if that's meaningful for everyone watching. He wears sort of a plain white shirt under studded leather armor, and he has a blue scarf, long blue scarf that he wears around his neck that has the symbol of the Sable Company on it.
Hmm.
And he kind of looks around at all the people here just going about their regular lives as if nothing were even the matter here in Corvosa. And as he walks, a small gray cloud forms above his head and just follows him.
Baby.
Just it shades him from the sun. Like all he sees is this like dark, dreary. It's probably, well, I guess some clouds are forming off in the distance, but it's probably sunny right where they are. But it is not sunny right where Ivor is.
Not sunny in his heart.
Yeah. Simran, some of the shadow starts to like come over you as well. Maybe you like turn around and you see him walking with the cloud.
Hey, Nusim.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that? I'm very interested in how magic. What?
No.
Have you seen something? I haven't seen
Hey,
it.
Ivor, how are you doing that?
What?
Or that, yeah.
That.
What? Doing what?
That.
We point.
Ivor looks
over
up.
your head.
Like, I don't know. It's like it's a storm coming.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
know magic?
No.
Can you control the weather?
I can like shoot lightning out of my hands, but like I don't do magic.
Debatable.
That's weird.
Isn't that the definition of doing magic? I know I'm not an expert.
I didn't like study like spells in a wizard school or, read a bunch of books and then be like, I can do magic.
Neither did I, but I can do magic.
Yeah, well, you get it from your gods.
That's true.
So where do you get it from?
My palm?
Does that not weird you
There's
out?
a joke to be made here. I'm backing away from it, though.
But does that not weird you out, not knowing where you get your powers from?
I mean, look, some people can sing really well. Some people can dance. Some people can shoot lightning out of their hands. It's all just stuff that you do with your body that other people might not be as good at.
So it's in your
Mm,
blood.
Don't look at the kid like you're gonna slit him open for it.
I'm not.
Yeah, please don't. I think I need my blood in my body. At least most
I
of it.
just
You do.
healed him.
No.
No, we
does
like your blood
need
in
the
your
blood.
body. It's
yes,
good.
yes. But perhaps in the future, if you lose a little bit, you could perhaps give us someone we can take a look at the academy. There's some great transmuters that can really look into it.
Nope,
They can find out a lot. They don't even need you there.
Nope.
Okay.
Nusine, I don't think we can do that
No.
without
well,
Ivor
of course
wanting
not.
us to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If Ivor would like to in the future to find out where it came from, we have the resources at the academy to be able to do that. Okay.
How about we all have this conversation at another point when the city isn't actively falling down around our ears?
That's a good point.
Passively falling at best right now.
All right. Well, as long as that
Yes.
doesn't grow. I'm pointing at the cloud. Don't.
Oh yeah, and I'm kind of surprised you can just walk around the city showing powers like that without getting into trouble. Like, wow, it's never been my experience here. I feel like they throw you into the academy at the first sign of something weird.
I don't think anybody knows what to do about just a cloud.
That's weird.
I imagine it's kind of like high up too. It's not like cartoonish, like right here.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
a
like
lost
high
cloud.
Not exactly. It's like high enough up, but like since you guys are walking with me, you
Yeah.
notice that it moves with me.
Yes.
But
It's
it's
like
not-
the lowest of the lowest flying clouds, whatever stratus that is.
Although it's like funny to think of him walking with a cloud like
A
literally right
lost
here.
cloud.
Since I can't make it rain, so it's
Mhm.
like a little bit less comical. If I could make it rain, I would probably want to do that. But
Yeah.
that's not on the list of abilities that I have.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Right.
Well,
Maybe.
once you get some more gold coins, I bet you can.
Hey.
Nice one.
Hey, Ivor, is there a name
Yeah.
for what you can do?
I don't know of anyone else who does that. So
I mean-
I don't know if anyone has named it.
Because I can cast like I can shock people too, but it's different. It's a spell I learned.
Yeah.
So but your magic doesn't look like my magic, even though they do similar things.
No,
like being
it's
a
not.
It's like a sorcerer, right? Are you a sorcerer? Is that what they call that? It's like a sorcerer?
I don't think so, because that's also a thing, and I think they also learn spells.
Yeah, but like it's inside of them, I thought. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
in their blood.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's a
I
gift you
asked to
got from the
borrow.
gods, Ivor.
Yeah, even I get creeped out. I'm looking over at new scene, like, whoa, take it down a notch there, buddy.
Yeah, I definitely pat Nusine on the shoulder, like
Everyone wants
Okay.
answers. We can find answers.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not gonna drain my blood to check it for sorcery
Probably don't
powers.
need to drain. It'd be a minimal amount, like a vial.
I don't. Let's not talk about
Okay.
this. Maybe we don't have to talk about my.
Okay.
I don't think it's from a god. I've never had any kind of religious experience with any kind of god. I don't know of any gods who do this stuff, but maybe.
All right. Well, has
I
that
meant
ever
in sort of a more general
caused
sense.
problems? Should we be worried about this? I can hear it thundering a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I think that might be the actual storm.
Oh, okay.
It's
Well,
coming. The storm is coming.
all right.
yeah, it is.
I'm
Speaking
not
of
doing
which,
that.
we
That's
should
fine.
get inside City Hall before the storm breaks.
Right.
So there's the roll of thunder, but as the thunder dissipates, there's a sound that replaces it, the roar of a crowd. You've exited Jagare's circle on its eastern side and are heading east on Northgate Avenue, past the Long Acre building, the jail for Corvosa, and where the worst of its criminals are kept. And right next door to it, City Hall, a large and very modern building, given all the amenities made possible so that Corvosan's arbiters can do their work as efficiently as possible. Now, outside the shared landing of these two buildings is the large crowd that I just spoke of. No, I don't like that one. Let's try this one. Sorry. Okay. Okay. There are several people on the shared landing. Confidence, you would recognize a few of them as old coworkers, perhaps. The crowd is shouting various things. It sounds like they want to know what's happening. Well, what is the guard doing about all of the riots? We need answers. We need peace. We need stability. On the landing, Confidence, and all of you can see two women that are near the front. Simran, one of these women you met yesterday morning. It is Lolia Peren, a average size, middle-aged human woman with with coppery blonde hair, wearing black and red robes that mark her as a magistrate. An arbiter, one of the arbiters in charge. I think there are three of them. Next to her, wearing similar robes but much grander, is a taller, fitter woman, a little bit older, with long, dark gray hair and a brown, tan skin. And I think almost all of you would recognize this as Zenobia Zenderholm, the hanging judge. Maybe you've never seen her before, but you can hear the crowd. Oh, Zenobia. Okay, well, Confidence. Why don't you just let us know who this is?
Well, I think all of you probably just noticed as soon as Confidence sees Zenobia, she kind of gets this like starstruck look on her face. Zenobia Zenderholm is probably the most infamous judge in Corvosa, known for dealing out extremely harsh punishments to those who have committed serious crimes, but also known for giving lighter sentences to those who commit crimes with reason. And also, when she's not being a judge, she is a priest of Abadar and does a lot of good work for the city.
Do you think she knows what I did?
Not unless you tell her. And also, you were defending yourself.
And us.
We should probably tell her what we did. I mean, nothing to be ashamed of.
No, no, thank you.
Okay, well.
That's not what we're here to do. Perhaps on another occasion.
Okay. Back your way.
As you get to the crowd, you can hear Zenobia begin to speak. People of Corvosa, please calm down, quiet, all of you. Return to your homes. Bar your doors. The people, the Corvosan Guard are doing their best to bring order back to the city, and I promise you, by my will and by Abadar's, I will work day and night to make sure this happens. There's a cheer. Confidence, go ahead and make a sense motive for me.
Absolutely. Oop. 16.
You I don't know how long it's been since you've last seen Lolia Peren. But she has this look on her face that you had seen her wear in meetings and in conferences. This look where she is being totally polite, but also thinking that you're going to fuck everything up. There's just a look on her face like, Zenobia, but... some of the people start shouting, but what about the queen? How do we get rid of her? And Zenobia, like, it like becomes super angry and clenches her fist. Queen Iliosa has done nothing wrong yet. She needs time to settle into her role as monarch, and we all need to respect that as the one who is sitting in the Crimson Throne. And they're all kind of like cowed by her intimidating visage. And a moment later, she says, "That's it. Return to your homes, or I'll have the guards disperse you all." And she turns and just marches into the Longacre building.
She's so cool.
So she's your person, right?
Lolia, Judge Zenderholm? Not
Yeah.
personally, no. I know of her.
She's
Do they know of you?
Lolia knows me. It's been a long time, but...
And
Chris,
my
what-
family.
What's Zenobia's relationship to the Order of the Nail? Like, does she work hand in hand or with the Hell Knights, or is it more of a conflict in their relationship?
No, I would imagine that her kind of hell-bent dedication to the letter of the law very much aligns with the mission of the Order of the Nail at times.
Okay.
I'm sure everyone here has heard of her in some way,
Right.
shape, or form.
I may have been in the same room with her, but she might know the Marilictor who I worked for. Like I'm sure there's some kind of
Totally.
I brought in
Totally.
criminals before her. Or I've been in court, or whatever, a trial for criminals I've rounded up, kind of thing.
Definitely.
Okay. So I look around for any Hell Knights because suddenly I feel very aware of that. Of running into my old coworkers would not be great.
You don't see anyone wearing the Hell Knight uniform.
Okay, good.
In fact, you haven't.
I take my cap and I put it on. I've been kind of holding it. I put the cap on and tie it off, so I'm a little bit less recognizable. I'm hoping my disguise works.
One time, I got to bring her papers to her office during a case. Just kind of still continuing to talk excitedly about the times I've met Judge Zenderholm as we, I assume, continue to walk up the steps towards the building.
Yeah, she was very aware of the laws and was not compromising in her execution of them. Sometimes during an execution. It's a little Hell Knight joke. Sorry. I look over at Ivor and I'm like, sorry, kid.
Whatever.
The crowd gathered is dispersed. They don't need much urging, and after a guard or two starts telling them to move along, they continue. They're mostly worried. They're not angry or persistent for answers just yet. Everything is still new. There are a few guards outside City Hall as you approach, and they stop. "Can we ask your business, please?" One of them says.
I have a message for Arbiter Perrin.
"And what is this message?"
Just tell her that Confidence Bright is here to speak with her.
Just a moment. He steps inside, and his partner, she simply nods and just kind of looks straight ahead. And about 2 minutes later, the guard returns and opens the doors. And standing before him is a young page wearing a similar version of the black and crimson robes, except theirs is like cuts off above the knees or something. To properly show their acolyte status.
They get arbiter shorts?
Yes, exactly. And they nod. "Oh, right this way, please." "Confidence, you know the way, except at one point you make a left turn and you start heading towards the magistrate's offices. Lilia didn't keep her study here when you were working for her. She's been promoted." And after a moment, the page leads you in front of a large oak door. Enter. They open the door, and inside you all step into the office of Lolia Peren, Magistrate of Regulation and Trade. Ah, confidence. Oh, Simran. Well, what a surprise this is.
Hello. It's been a long time. It's good to see you.
It's wonderful to see you as well. I hope your family has been okay during all of this.
They're doing as well as could be expected. We wanted to come and speak with you. I'd like to introduce, I guess, Simran you already know, but these are some other friends of mine.
Her eyes linger on Simran, and they dart in between Confidence and Simran for a moment before she continues following your introductions.
This is Nusine, a student at the academy. This is Ivor from the Sable Company.
Ma'am?
And this is Ursian.
Welcome. Simran, it is really quite strange seeing you here twice in 2 days.
I'll let Confidence do the talking, but you'll understand why I'm with the folks here.
Oh.
And how everything fits together.
Oh, I fear. Please, Confidence, I'm sorry.
Oh, not at all. We came into some information that led us to rescue some missing children. Now, those missing children had been kidnapped by Gadrin Lamb. We rescued them the night of the founding festival. And while we were trying to get them safely out of the building, we had an altercation with Lamb and some of his cronies. He's dead now.
Oh, that's not a total surprise to me, but did you all find what you were looking for?
We have some evidence. I was hoping that you might be able to help us put it to the best possible use.
I would love to try, and I'm certain we can do something about it.
I kind of gesture to Nusian to produce the ledger.
Nusian will grab it and hand it to her both hands and be like, this is Lamb's ledger. This is all the evidence we have. There's a woman's head back at her house, but I don't think that's necessary. And then steps back.
She begins flipping through it. Do you have the key to deciphering this?
Oh,
Nusian managed to decipher it. Yes.
And, I grab out of my notebook the key that I've essentially been using and created, and then hand her that sheet.
This is... Wow. Abadar suddenly works in strange ways, and... Well, I will make sure that this gets put to good use. In fact, I could reward you for this.
I think all of these people have been hurt by Gadrin Lamb. They deserve a reward.
They were not the ones who found him. This looks like at least 2 decades worth of crimes. I find it only necessary that you were repatriated. And she stands and turns to a cupboard and produces a key and just opens it up. It's full of drawers. She pulls out how much? 5 fairly big pouches, sacks. She puts them all on the desk. It's 100 gold each.
Ooh.
Nice.
I shall pocket that.
Yeah.
As I take mine, I look and say, This is good gold for honest work. Perhaps we can take on more work as necessary for the preservation and stabilization of the city, perhaps.
Uh, you know, we don't look fondly on vigilantes here in
That's why I'm
Corvosa.
asking for I'm going to be doing what's right where I find it. So some direction and some, I don't know, legitimacy. Did I say that right? Okay, legitimacy would be.
I understand. I understand. This seems right up your alley, Confidence. I was actually... I haven't been to temple worship in years. I haven't felt the need or the desire. Shortly after what happened with you, it was hard for me.
Yeah, me too.
But these circumstances almost make me want to pick up the balancing again. Abadar still blesses me with his favor, but I fear I have not earned it. And this might be a chance to get back in his good graces.
He has plans for us, Lilia. You spoke of vigilantes. We are not vigilantes. We are sent. And I kind of open my hand and it just starts glowing. I cast light. And she knows that I never had powers before. He spoke to me.
How?
I have dreams. That Corvosa is full of golden fire, and I don't know if it is a warning or a command. I don't know.
It must be both. The Bank of Abadar is filled with corrupt priests, greedy moneylenders, and hoarders of wealth. Confidence, this could be Abadar's hand is guiding you to cleanse his faithful.
That is what I believe. But this isn't just about the temple. This is about the city. Lamb is just a symptom of everything that is wrong. And all of these people, and I kind of gesture around, all of my friends know that. When we were on our way over here, men dressed as the Corvosan Guard tried to extort us for money.
Were they actual guards?
No.
Tricksters.
And well-equipped professionals and relatively dangerous. Well, they had a lot of... They probably preyed on a lot of people before they came to us based on how they were acting, and they were just a drop in the bucket of the problems the city's facing.
One of them even had this, and I pull out the holy symbol of Abadar.
Those aren't hard to come by.
I know. I took it as an affront.
It's a good cover, nonetheless. I have heard tale that there are actual Corvosan guards that are abusing their position and privilege. Not far from here. What worries me most is that they seem to have taken over an old butchery and are giving away meat for free. I know.
Wouldn't that be a service? Perhaps I'm missing the...
Nothing is free. Abadar teaches us this.
Well, I'm not much for church, so what's the problem?
Like, did they take over the butchery from the owner?
As far as I know, it was abandoned, and they've settled in, reopened shop. But it concerns me. The first day of anarchy, and they've already formed a group are trying to earn people's favor, the people's favor. I'm concerned, and I don't have anyone that can check in on this for me.
We can check in on that. My concern is that, in my experience, figures of authority don't like having their authority questioned, and that's exactly what we would be doing.
As far as I know, these men are not operating under the orders of Field Marshal Cressida Croft.
You would know.
It's. I haven't heard from Cressida. I've sent word.
There's still a type, if you know what I mean. There could be trouble. There's often trouble.
I agree. I would be grateful if you could look into this for me.
It would be my pleasure.
Is there a timetable? You want this as soon as possible? We were kind of had a couple things to... You know what? I'll stop talking.
We can figure it out.
Perhaps you could do us a favor in exchange.
Okay.
We would like an audience with the Queen.
Whatever for? She's probably got to be the hardest person in Corvosa to see at the moment.
I kind of take a look at everyone as if asking, like, should we tell her?
I shrug. Like, you can't trust, if you can trust, no, I trust her. I know her slightly worse, or slightly, less than I know the rest of you at this point, so.
Simran nods just because she already knows about her brother. May as well know about everything. But the Simran does nod encouragingly.
I pull the brooch out of my inside pocket of my coat and say, this belongs to her.
And she kind of, it's quite beautiful. You know for a fact it belongs to her then?
I do. And we found it in the possession of Gadrin Lamb. I have questions about that.
And we would like to return it in person.
Well, I've only met the Queen a few times. Yes, she has expensive tastes, but I do not think she is the killer that the people of Corvosa wish her to be.
Nor do I.
Possessions end up in the hands of thieves two ways. When they take them or when they're given them. And either way seems unlikely for the Queen's relationship with someone like Gadrin Lamb, and there must be a story there that I would personally like to hear.
Plus, there's quite a reward out for it.
Yeah.
Oh, is there? Well, then that makes this easy. I will send word that it's been found.
Okay.
Thank you.
Should we hold on to it in the meantime?
Yes.
Okay.
And we can go to the butchery and port back.
Right.
Okay. I'll send someone to the castle then.
And when we return, you can tell us what word we have from... Yeah, okay.
All right then.
Do you mind if I drop some of my stuff off here? I'm carrying, I don't know, is there a safe place I can, we
can go to the market outside.
I don't know, it's okay.
A safe place to put it.
It's like everyone's got strong ideas of what I should be doing considering I'm carrying all this stuff. All right.
I thought you wanted to sell it.
I do, but I didn't know if it was the proper time to sell it when we're trying to take care of,
Are the markets open?
In Jagari's circle, there were quite a few street merchants and peddlers out there trying to make a quick buck. Definitely a place where you could sell some of the gear that you've picked up.
Okay.
That'd be fine. Never mind. Thank you.
Well, out of character, I don't know if we want to do this on screen now or later or how we want to do that, but we can figure out if you want to go to the butchery first or to the market.
Before we do any of those things, I want to very quickly, as we're leaving, I would ask Lily if I can talk to her privately for 1 second.
By all means. And the door kind of like barely shuts behind the rest of you, and she directs you over to this like crimson sofa with like very straight back and like a little Victorian. And she sits down so that she can like be eye level with you, or almost eye level.
I appreciate your help, your support. I know what you did for me all those years ago, and I appreciate it.
I'll never forget it. Though your face when I found you in jail. I could not stand idly by.
Well, seems like you were the only one who couldn't.
Your father was there too.
I know, that's not what I meant. It's a long time ago. That's not what I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
Outside, it seemed like you have some doubts about what's going on now. It seemed Judge Zenderholm seemed very certain in the Queen, and I don't know. Maybe it's been a long time since I knew you well enough to say, but it seemed to me like you didn't believe it.
Can you roll a diplomacy, please?
Yeah, of course.
Let's give you a +2 circumstance bonus.
Okay. Oh, sorry. It didn't work. 1 second.
Roll 20! I also noted new scene sense motive check earlier during that scene.
That was for a different reason.
18.
18 diplomacy.
Yes.
Nice roll. Not even a nice roll. Good stats.
Yeah, that was an 8 on the die.
It was.
Damn. She thinks for a moment. Judge Senderholm, her judgment. It's always been difficult for me to see eye to eye with some of her more questionable, harsh judgments, but the last few days, her air, her aura has changed. She's much more domineering, and I respect her for stepping up to take charge in a bad situation. Without her, Northgate Avenue would not be in the shape that you see it today. We worked very hard to keep the street and Jagari Circle clear of any nonsense. And Zenobia would never have happened without her, but that does not excuse some of the way she treats people sometimes. It's rude. And quite frankly, I don't like her.
Well, if that's how you feel about her tactics, well, you said it yourself. Seems like the old man picked me to do something a little bit nasty. We'll see how this goes.
May your fists be filled with gold.
May they. And yours.
Before you go, Simran.
Yes. How do you know her exactly?
I'm friends with her grandfather. We go back, but she can't. You must keep her safe.
I'll do my best. I promise you.
I will see you soon then. I have a messenger to send to Castle Corvosa.
Indeed. Until the next time, my friend.
Very well. And she turns to leave.
While they're inside having this conversation and the rest of us are outside having the door just closed on our backs, Ivor goes up to Ursian and says, Ursian, I thought you were going to join the stable company.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I mean, I just left one organization. They kind of didn't like taking orders from someone. I thought I'd play with the idea of trying to give myself orders for a time. I think I got excited.
That's why you asked Magister Pren to give you orders?
All right, I'm just trying to figure stuff out, Ivor. I mean, what's your problem?
Nothing.
Like, why do you care so
Jeez.
much?
Whatever. I don't care. Do
And
whatever you want.
I volunteered for that work. I'm making decisions. I'm trying to forge my own path. Like my sister says, I get distracted easily, but I'd like to do something good, but on my terms. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know about the Sable Company. I mean, they've got nice, animals and good babysitters, I guess, but I don't know.
Whatever. We're just trying to do something good too, but join the Sable Company, don't join the Sable Company, become a vigilante. I don't care. You can do what you want.
Oh, well, I don't. Yeah, you're damn right. I can do whatever I want.
Right.
And hey, none of what we're doing is something that the Sable Company would have a problem with, right? So he's not closing any doors.
Exactly. I'm just handling one thing at a time. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, by the way, like perhaps if you ever want some practice on weapons, like that don't come from your palm, I mean, I'd happy to show you how to like pummel someone into, unconsciousness. Comes in handy sometimes when you, right, like trying to take prisoners, something. Right?
Thanks.
No problem.
I'll keep that in mind.
I look back, I'm like, that's some good mentoring, I think to myself.
Simran's just going to look at Nucine and hope she sees some acknowledgement of the awkwardness of the situation, but fully expecting not to see any.
Yep. The first sense motive was to see if Nucine could tell what confidence was looking back at everyone for. That was a -1. This, to notice them, that's a -2. So Nucine's just like, all right.
Shrug.
It's like trying to get a reaction out of a...
I was thinking more like a cat. Like, it knows, but it doesn't care.
I don't think Nucine would know.
Yeah.
No.
Nucine's not paying attention.
And to be fair,
That's
I don't think
gross.
most cats know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Damn, shots fired. Sorry, cats.
Shots fired.
If there's any cats watching, we apologize for that.
I think everyone
are, and
watching
they're
is a
angry.
cool cat.
Oh no! Get out!
Get
I think I
out,
can
Chris.
mute one
Liza,
person.
you're in. You're gonna have to DM now. We're kicking Chris out.
All right. Here goes.
This is what she's been waiting for.
Roll initiative.
So Confidence steps out, and you all head out back onto the street,
Right.
Northgate Avenue.
I pull up next to Confidence as we're walking because we tend to drift towards the back. And I say, did you think I was like for sure said I was going to join Sable Company? And if I don't, do you really think like I'm a vigilante? Like, I don't think that's what I'm trying to do at all. I don't, you know what I mean? Like,
What
I
do
mean-
you think you're doing?
well, I'm taking money for services that involve, let's just say that some people are good at dancing and some people are good at singing and some people are good at shooting lightning out of their hands. I'm not good at any of those things.
If
But
anything,
I feel like
you're
I'm
a
being paid-
mercenary rather than a vigilante.
Okay, so that's exactly right. Okay, so I'm a mercenary. So is that like better than being a vigilante?
How long ago did you leave the Hell Knights?
It's been a few months.
You got plenty of time to figure out what you are now. Don't
Yeah.
let the last day and a half decide that for you, Ursia.
It just feels like it's been longer,
I
I
know.
feel like I've known you longer. I feel like I could trust you. Maybe that's my mistake, but I don't know. You seem like the right person. You've got like Abadar time. That's also good. Oh, Abadar guiding you. So, I'm sorry. Or like speaking through you sometimes. I don't. You know what? Just you let me know if I'm doing the right thing. Thank you. Glad we had this talk. And I kind of
Ursian,
yes, yeah.
you know whether you're doing the right thing. Look in your heart.
See, like the thing is, I was kind of like trained to like not do that. Like your heart like makes you weak. Your heart is that's demonic actions of following your whim. It's like following the order and following the rules and understanding where you are in the pecking order is what matters. That's what I've been taught. So I'm really trying to figure out my like where I am in this order, this pecking order. You know, like I don't have a rank anymore. I'm just a person. You know, it doesn't make any sense.
That's right. If you want to just stop being a Hell Knight, maybe embrace that part of you that doesn't know.
Okay, it's a nice, you know what? It's a nice idea. Thank you for this conversation. I suddenly like clam up. I don't like, and I get a little petulant. Like I don't like where this conversation went.
Where are we going?
To market to buy a fat hen?
Is it possible we can just like say we dropped off a bunch of stuff and we can settle out the, you know, I don't think we need to make any cash or land purchases in the next, you know.
Unless
I think we have to sell each
a
item
shopping episode.
in excruciating detail, exactly the number of coins that we are getting for each one.
Haggle for every item. Chris has to roleplay every shopkeeper.
This is what our viewers want.
Viewers, is this what you want?
Viewers, please tell us, is this what you want?
Please say no.
So I'm gonna answer for the viewers.
Executive.
No, I think that role-playing shopping scenes are one of the most like iconic things about playing specifically a fantasy tabletop role-playing game. However, that's not a part of our story unless there's something specific that you're looking for that like we, you know, can turn into a scene. That's up to y'all. You know, I'm amenable. But for now, unless otherwise stated, all equipment that you sell will be at half price.
Okay.
All the treasures that we found at Gadrin's, that will be full price.
Ooh.
So there was equipment in there; those will be half price. So the Masterwork Shuriken, for example, will be half price.
Right.
Great.
Well, how about we can what we can do is we can assume we did all the selling and then we players can convene and figure out how much gold we have and whether someone wants to buy something, and then we can play out the trying to go and buy something separately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only things I would say we should buy would be potions, but I feel like we have a decent number of those actually right now.
Health potions?
Yeah, we picked up a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go look at the
loot list.
The loot list. Yeah, we can figure out what, if anything, is really missing. Then once we know how much gold we have to play with,
Right.
But we can do that off
The only other thing is we had discussed trying to return that other holy symbol.
Right, the Temple of
Is
Shade.
that something you wanted to do now?
The abalone, which I learned how to pronounce that word last week. Thank you, Sylvia.
I'm so sorry. I'm really pedantic.
The abalone shell holy symbol of Shaylin.
Do you want to do that on the way to Butchery?
I don't know. Check the map.
Yes. So if you look at the map, T4 is the sanctuary of Shaylin. It's literally right near where we are. And the directions that Lilia gave you for all the world's meat is over here at
Wait, is that the name?
Of the butcher shop?
all the world's meat.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yes.
Oh, it's S8 on that list.
Yeah, so it's the sanctuary of Shaylin is literally on your way.
Cool.
It's probably like less than a 5-minute walk from here.
All right, let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
Okay, So you begin walking towards the sanctuary of Shaylin. It is a quite ornate, beautiful building, round. You can see that the top part of this building is glass lattice work. And there are, you can tell that the windows open and close. Right now, a lot of the windows are open, like up, so the rain can't come in, but air and birds specifically can fly in and out. Behind it, you can tell there's quite a garden, but it seems you have to either go through a locked gate or through the building itself. As soon as you approach the steps leading up to the sanctuary of Shaylin, cracoom! A huge crack of thunder lets out, and the rain, the skies open, rain pouring down, soaking each and every one of you.
That was not me. Stop looking at me like that was me. It was not me.
Can you stop
I
it?
don't think your pet cloud is big enough.
We know it wasn't you, Ivor.
I can't stop it, but I can
Oh.
recommend that we go inside.
Good point.
As quickly as possible. These are nice clothes.
Yeah, we
Shaylin.
kind of run up,
Shaylin would care about that.
knock, knock, knock.
You go and knock on the door. It's quite a large knocker, with like a brass bird like sculpted on the top of it, just kind of like looking over its shoulder at you. And after a few moments, an elderly, very live elven woman, no one
knows.
opens the door. Hello.
I'm
Yes.
terribly sorry to bother you, but we found something that we believe belongs to someone in this temple, and we would like to return it.
May I see it?
Yeah.
Sense motive. Who is this? Charlotte.
She seems to be she's dressed as a maid or just a servant of some sorts, a housekeeper. That's the word.
Would you mind if we show it to you inside out of the rain?
Also,
come
maybe
in,
speak to your manager.
You can hear quite a dashing voice. It sounds like a young man's voice from behind her. Shelby, please let them in out of the rain. It's pouring. Mr. Hathaway will see you. And she opens the door.
You squelch inside.
Into quite a very ornate marble hall. And coming up before you is quite a beautiful and handsome half-elven man. He looks pretty young to be in charge of the sanctuary. For indeed, it seems that his robes and the markings mark him as the head priest here. But the telltale sign of little gray at his temples, some crow's feet, betray the fact that he is older than he looks. His elven blood, better than plastic surgery. Please, welcome, come in out of the rain. Rain, go away. Come again another day. And as he sings, you all feel inspired.
Ooh.
You feel less afraid, less willing, less able to be like charmed or bluffed against people who would try to hurt you. You feel more capable of dealing attacking and weapon damage.
Do
All
I
of you
feel more capable of dealing with my feelings?
you feel a lot more brave in facing your fears. All of you feel this wonderful inspiration. All of you,
Yay.
except New Scene.
Ah, shucks.
You don't feel any of it.
Nusine hears the
Well,
words and it just uses prestidigitation on themselves to wash away the water. Because I'm assuming that's what they were referring to.
Simran follows suit and does the same for her peers.
That's a really good song. I really
Yeah.
like it.
Oh, thank you. I am Lionel Hathaway, head priest of Shaylin here at the sanctuary. Please step into the lavatory. That's not the right word. But he doesn't
kind of
know
usually do this
that.
by myself, but
Yeah, what kind of temple is this?
Shelby just shakes her head and she begins mopping up the rain after you. He leads you into this past this entrance hall and into the center chamber. This would be where the worshippers of Shaylin come to worship. There's maybe one or two people sitting and meditating here, but you see a large garden. Cobblestone paths laid out throughout the grass, flowers and trees, and the immeasurable sound of bird song fills the space. I don't have bird song as a track.
Ooh.
Beautiful here.
I've heard birds. I know what they sound like.
Well, you've brought something for me?
Well,
Potentially.
we hope you might be able to tell us who it belongs to. We found it, and we're hoping to return it to its rightful owner.
Nucine will produce the abalone shell. Be like, this looks like something you guys wear. My brother told me about these. You guys love these.
He almost bursts into tears as he just takes it.
Is that
where-
wrong one? Is that the wrong one? Did I pull out the wrong one?
No,
That's right.
no, you're fine.
It's right.
He
Okay.
pulls out a handkerchief.
I feel like it's the wrong one.
No.
I think I pulled out
New scene.
Okay.
It's okay.
Where did you find this?
Does it belong to you?
How did you lose it?
A few years ago. This holy symbol was a gift to me when I took on the mantle of head priest here. My husband knocked it over one day while he was cleaning or something, and it broke. And he didn't tell me. And a week later, I found him on the doorstep, stabbed, bleeding out. He had gone to pick it up for repairs when he was mugged. And my magics couldn't save him.
Kind of take a
Sorry.
step forward and put a hand, probably going for his hand wherever I can kind of reach that would be a not awkward place. Okay. If it brings you any comfort, the man responsible for his death is dead.
Shaylin teaches us grace in all things, but it does bring me comfort. Thank you.
Ivor is just crying and trying to hide his face because he doesn't want you guys to see him, but he's just feeling all of his emotions right now and is brave about addressing them, which means that the tears are just streaming down his face.
Oh.
And Simran, feeling brave and inspired, will pat Ivor on the shoulder.
Ooh.
He goes to almost touch your hand and then just pats it. He's not quite brave enough to keep his hand on yours.
He pats your hand, confidence, as you put your arm on your hand on him, and he kind of wipes away his tears and just dots with his handkerchief once more before putting it in his vest pocket or something. Oh wow! Oh, I mean, it's been a couple years, but thank you. The fact that Shaylin saw fit to bring this back to me. It brings me more joy than you could ever know.
Well,
I don't even know your names.
I'm Mercian. I'm a mercenary. That's what I do. Get paid for stuff, but I'll have you know that man we have found other things, and your gift of the song is really great, and knowing that we're helping to restore these items to the people who also fell to Gadrin Lamb. That was the name of the thief and the bad guy who's now dead. I killed him. But the fact that we're doing this makes me feel like we're on the right path. This is not what a vigilante would do, but someone like who's has a quest for. So, is this church like hiring? Like,
Wow, I think this is going to be a resume and application montage.
Because you guys seem pretty great.
I'm sorry, you
like
said you
these
found
roads.
other items, other objects?
Yes.
I'm
I'm excited to go to the butcher so that Ursian can ask them for a job too.
I already got a sword. I
Uh,
can cut meat already.
Were there other objects of beauty with my symbol?
None from Shaylin, I'm afraid.
None from Shayla.
Yeah, there were like some other objects of beauty, but I don't think they were from your church.
Still, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you may not be familiar with Shaylin's teachings, but she brings beauty into the world, and you are doing her work by bringing these beautiful things back to where they belong,
Right.
under the sky and the sun.
Yeah.
Just balancing the scales.
Yeah, and
He recognizes that.
And we are working to return the other items to their rightful owners as well.
Yeah, I mean, if we can find their rightful owners, but like for some of them, we might not be able to find them, and then we would just have to not return them.
Well, this is
we would
wonderful.
sell them to make use out of them.
They would return into circulation.
Yes. Someone should.
They won't be kept in some old man's footlocker.
Oh my.
But like, we wouldn't have to sell all of them. Like, I don't know who would want to buy like a statue of.
Simran
two
puts her hand back on
ladies.
Ivor's shoulder and this time squeezes a little to get him to shut up.
I forgot about the statue.
Oh yeah, Simran did not. So she's squeezing his. He shut up.
I mean, I'm really sorry to hear about your husband. That's really sad.
Thank you. It was a few years ago, and well, this is enough to remember him by.
The man who did this was a cancer, and we've carved him out of the city, and now healing can begin.
Yes.
Well said.
And more
I don't-
cancers to be carved.
Please, can I offer you lunch?
I wouldn't say no to that. So what do you got? Like, what,
I can
what do you
always
got on the
eat.
menu?
And he laughs. And Shelby brings out like a little silver cart with sandwiches and cucumber sandwiches.
Yum.
Honestly, a little like trays. And she begins serving lunch to all of you. And by the time you're done, the sun has cleared up outside, and it's streaming through the big glass roof, and the birds are singing.
He
And
has returned.
I mean, these sandwiches are pretty good, but I keep on thinking we're about to go to a butcher shop. I feel like I really kind of blew it.
It's an appetizer.
True. That's right. I
Also,
think I-
how old is that meat they're selling in the shop anyway?
Or how
Um,
new.
so let's go ahead and take a break there.
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
I got some pizza waiting for me.
Everyone who's watching, we will be back in 10 to 15 minutes.
Mhm.
Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you
See you in a bit.
right after.
Bye.
And we're back. Our party has left the sanctuary of Shaylin, newly fed, newly healed by Lionel Hathaway's healing channel, And they begin making their way southeast towards the river and the butchery. I forget, were there any conversations we were going to have along?
No, I don't think so.
We're all business right now.
Ivor's leading, and
Yeah.
Simran is following right behind, helping.
Okay.
Probably
About
at the rear.
a little under 15 minutes later, you come around the corner, and you can see all the world's meats. The butchery that Lolia Perrin had described to you earlier. There's a few people exiting the front of the building, villagers, citizens. Like they're holding some paper, like some meat wrapped in paper, and they look thankful and hungry. And they see you with all your weapons, and they kind of and they scurry off the opposite direction.
Before they run away, a slight breeze blows from behind them and wafts over the package of meat that they're carrying and into my nostrils as I get a whiff of the meat that they have with them to try to see if it smells good or if it smells like it's been sitting out for days since the riot started.
Not days, but it smells like it's been sitting out for most of 2 days.
Okay. That's fine, right? Would I know? That's probably fine.
It's probably okay.
Okay.
The building is fairly large. You can see that the second story is much smaller than the rest of it. It seems to kind of like go to a point. And you can see an alleyway along the right side of the building that heads to a wooden fenced-in area. And maybe you hear like "ooh" from behind that there.
Okay.
Cows are encouraging.
Yeah, we know where that comes from.
I encourage cows.
All right.
Well, shall we go in?
I think we ought to.
Wait, what's the plan?
I think we go in and we inquire about their meat.
Right. And confidence does all the talking.
Do it that way, because that's going to go well.
Over the entrance of the shop is a sign bearing the image of a fat, smiling cow.
Excellent.
That cow only knew. Well, I guess that cow's a sign, so it probably matters.
Do all of us want to go in?
Absolutely. I like a good butcher shop.
I would like to see all the world's meat. There are many parts of the world I have not explored, namely all the places that aren't Corvosa. But I'm looking forward to perusing their exotic meat.
Meat offerings?
You can really learn a lot about a place by their meats. So they say, I think. Maybe.
Let's
No.
just go inside.
Well, this conversation is so fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna I go through the door. The plum.
Okay. As you step in through the door, you can see a low bench sitting along the eastern wall to your left, Ursion. And while in front of you, there's like a marble-topped, or to your right, in front of the window, there's like a marble-topped table with like one sad-looking wrapped meat package still on there. As soon as you walk in, to your left is a tall man, not like a man, a tall human man with very bushy eyebrows that almost meet in the middle. Behind the counter, standing in front of a door that leads into the back of the shop, is a scrawny, older-looking man whose chainmail barely fits his armor.
He's wearing armor, huh?
Mm-hmm. His chainmail barely fits his frame, I meant to say. But yes, they are both wearing armor and holding and equipped with weapons on them. And he kind of wheezes and coughs as you enter the shop. The man behind the counter. Well, we're running out of meat, but what's left is yours.
Your just giving this away?
Serving the people.
What vibe do I get off this guy?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would like to
Sense motive?
detect his alignment,
Ooh.
which is a new thing that I can do now.
It is. So, per the spell Detect Alignment, you have to focus.
Yes.
The first round tells you the presence of various of the alignment in question. Second round tells you the
Well,
number.
I have to pick one, don't I?
Yes. And it's a standard action to activate this. It is a mental ability, so no verbal or somatic or material components. But it is a spell-like ability, so there is something that, to the keen eye, they'd be able to look at confidence and know he's doing something spell-like.
I think I'm going to attempt to detect evil.
Ooh.
What does that look like?
I think probably my normally brown eyes just kind of get slightly lighter, kind of more of like a golden hue, perhaps. You can sense there's a theme to all of my magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, just sort of like weird color change in the irises as I'm like looking around. Focusing
Now,
on
I am going to... So, quick pro tip on detecting alignments and the aura of alignment auras that belong to people in Pathfinder. Everyone has an alignment, and when you die, however your alignment is, you go to the plane where it best suits your energy. Triangle to triangle, blue to blue, etc., what have you. Now, not everyone has an aura of an alignment. Clerics and paladins and inquisitors will always have an aura at level 1. But for most other creatures, they need at least 5 hit dice to start showing an aura. So, like, the only person in this group that currently has an aura is confidence. And that would be a faint aura of law. So, with that, you detect the presence of no evil auras.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, now I know how that ability works.
And so do our viewers.
Yes.
Ah.
Well, it's a big one because also, like, if you look at the chart on the Detect Evil page, if I say you see a moderate aura of evil, you're going to instantly know, okay, it's either a cleric between levels 2 and 4, or it's a creature between 11 and 25 hit dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good point. I know I have that table ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Pulling it for the first time.
I like it's. I have been here. I'm not saying these things just for the fun
Oh,
of it.
I know. I know.
And then
Now I know.
Simran was just gonna go for good old classic sense motive.
Please.
All right. 13.
Ooh, this guy doesn't care about helping people. That much is
Okay.
obvious.
Do you mind if we ask what kind of meat is it?
Cow. Beef. That's right. That's what I'm supposed to say. Beef.
What part?
Oh, that's what you're
What
supposed to
cuts you
say.
got?
When it comes from a cow, it's beef. When it comes from a pig, it's pork.
This guy's clearly an expert. So this
Right, Baldrago? And the guy at the door just kind of nods.
Are either of you the proprietor of this fine establishment?
Well, the wheezing man wheezes. We're not in charge, if that's what you mean. But any questions you got, you can direct them to me.
Well, I was hoping I could maybe talk to the proprietor about some meat related business.
She means the butcher.
Well, we all take turns, but what meat business you got?
Oh, it's some really sensitive. It's for meat ears only. Really covert stuff.
Roll a bluff.
Are you inspired?
Oh yeah. I believe I have bardic inspiration.
No, that lasted for 6 seconds.
Oh.
Damn.
That was just to make New Scene feel bad.
Okay, rolling.
Oh, snap.
Okay, I'm rolling 1d20 minus 2. Let's see how this goes. That is a cool 6.
6.
It is cool.
I guess I'll roll.
Very
essentially.
believable. Ivor thinks he's doing great.
Ivor bats his eyelashes.
Meat-related business.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, but meat-related business.
Yeah.
Hey, it's for meat ears only.
He's looking for exotic meat.
Yeah, this is all the world's meat.
Oh, man.
Look,
This is
says the
gonna turn into a
man.
prostitution thing.
Why don't you take your meat-related business elsewhere, friend?
But where else has all the world's meat?
For free.
I don't see another butcher shop down the street that says also the world's meat.
My friend makes a good point. You opened up pretty recently.
That's right. We set up shop yesterday morning.
I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. Have we met?
He looks you up and down, looking down at you. Can't say that we have.
Not standing on a street corner in a guard uniform by chance?
Ooh.
Ooh.
What are we gonna roll? What are we gonna roll with that? Diplomacy.
All right.
Not intimidating yet.
Not yet. We'll get there.
Just asking a leading question.
Diplomacy. Would you consider this to be gathering information?
No.
Okay.
No, that's very specific. That's something you.
23.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Damn.
You might have. What's it to you?
I'm just curious. What inspired you to change trades?
There's not much. He looks over at Baldrago in the corner. There's not much room for promotion in the guard these days. So, we decided to go into business for ourselves. Ain't nothing wrong with that, huh?
Not at all. I'm just curious where some Carvosan guards happened to get their hands on cattle
Yeah.
during a bunch of riots.
You said business.
Well-
You don't sell anything. Isn't a business supposed to make money?
Whose meat are you giving away?
We're providing a service. Look, a couple of farmers showed up yesterday in the city, unable to drop off their livestock at their normal places, so we cut them a deal, you know?
Oh, well, that's
Is he
ridiculous.
telling the truth?
I was like, can we sense diplomacy again? Is he lying?
That makes sense. You see? No, that
With
makes
your
sense.
16, what was it, a 16 sense motive, Simran?
13.
13.
Yeah.
And we roll that over for you. Someone, has anyone else made a sense motive check in this encounter yet?
No, but I would like to.
Go for it.
I'm gonna do it.
With a 13,
I would like to sense motive too.
Niseen, why do you have the worst
That's motive.
motive with the -1, by the way, of all time?
Ivor got
Because
a
he seems
5.
legitimate. That's a completely valid excuse. People couldn't put their cows places. They had a place to put cows. Why wouldn't you just take that deal? Story checks out.
18.
We must have the wrong butcher.
both Simran and Confidence are like, they're like, okay, that part doesn't seem. That's not the lying part.
Thank you.
I got a 13, Chris. So where do I fall?
So yes, the same as Simran. It's like, okay, he's telling the truth, but what really is going on?
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, I
That's
step
very
forward.
generous of you.
Yeah.
What can I say? We're men of the world.
Lucine starts writing all this information down.
So they
look-
they still have some meat left, right? Oh, sorry, Scott, I cut you off.
That's okay.
They do. You can see like one or two packets of meat left on the marble table in the window. And he shrugs and he's like, "Hey, you gotta come early in the morning. People line up."
Well, they seem on the level, so I'll take one of those packets of meat.
By all means, it's for everyone. And he smiles and his teeth are like yellow and he's missing a couple of them.
I loom forward and say,
I loom forward.
butchery's a tough line of work. It's a very specialized skill. When did you learn how to butcher? Or do you have more help in the back there?
Can you roll diplomacy?
Okay.
Can you?
Oof, this is where initiative starts, guys.
I have faith in you, Ursion.
First of all, I was trying to be more intimidating than that, but that's fine. At least you think I'm being a good thing.
Yes.
And I have a better diplomacy roll than most of you, I imagine.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
He's
tried
the
moving.
next most charismatic person in the party.
So I rolled a 12.
Nice.
Slightly above average and perfectly adequate in every way.
He shrugs. We got a guy who knows you. He's been teaching us.
Is he the one masterminding this scheme? You know, I appreciate very much people who are attempting to help out in these troubled times. I'd love to thank him.
Yeah, can I talk to him about my meat-related business?
He ignores you, Ivor. As he turns from Ursion to confidence, though, like he definitely like definitely brightened. Like she's way more easy to talk to. She's, you know, she's pretty to boot. She's a little short, but hey. So he kind of like turns back and he's like leaning over the counter, like looking down at you. Well, you know, it was my idea to get Barnes, but no, I'm not the mastermind behind everything.
Barnes,
no.
did you say?
Yeah, he's our butcher, our head butcher.
Quick aside here, everyone. That's a name we've heard before, isn't it?
Well, I know because I have
Okay.
notes, but I don't know if Simran remembers.
So I think that only New Scene and Confidence would recognize this name.
It's from Gadrin's Ledger, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't remember what part of Gadrin's ledger.
I think probably at that name I kind of try to catch New Scene's eye.
And it seems just like
And I look back at my friend behind the counter and say, you know, that name sounds kind of familiar. I think maybe I know him too. Do you mind if we say hi?
23 was it?
It was.
Okay, I'm still gonna roll a sense motive.
I mean, I'm not lying.
Maybe it wouldn't be sense motive then. It would
That
be.
you know him?
it would still be sense.
I said I heard
Okay,
his name.
okay.
I thought maybe I know him.
Well, unfortunately, it's okay. He doesn't. It's a 0 bonus. So,
Ooh.
well, we're running out of stock anyway. Baldrago, you can watch the front, right? Baldrago nods, and he shuts the front door behind all of you.
Does it lock?
There is a lock on it.
But does he lock it?
He does not.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I'm going to open some doors.
Oh yeah. You do that.
Open all the doors.
Open some doors. So the man, he kind of like opens the door behind him and like moves his head a little bit to beckon you to come.
All right.
Don't
follow.
forget, you click on your token and use the arrow keys to move
All right.
one square at a time. Is that darkness not opening up for you?
It's not.
No.
God damn it! All right.
Not even if I move into it.
I think I know what the issue is, but oh well. I'll deal with it next time.
Oh.
Oh, Hero.
Can you see? No, okay, so
Everything now.
okay, but there's still. I see that there's still. Okay, great. That's fine. You can't see where the people are. Cool. So he goes through here. There are stairs that go up to your right as he walks through. And he steps into this large butchery room.
I'll let Confidence go first.
There's another man in here, a smaller, more timid man who's like butchering some meat, and he kind of looks up. Huh? Mulder, what's going on? Don't worry about it, Coralla. Some people here to visit Parnes. They're old friends. And
I smile.
he kind of nods and goes back to the table. Chop, 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 and then like looks over at his corner.
Just looking at what he's cutting up, does it look like a cow?
It looks like a large hock, like a large leg. Like,
How large?
I mean, nothing that looks like human size.
Okay, good.
They're like it doesn't look like a human leg that he's working on.
That was my question. Thank you.
The piece that I'm holding, I like kind of unwrap it from the paper and look at it. Does it look familiar? Like, do I recognize it perhaps as something other than cattle?
No, it looks like a slab of beef.
Okay. Does it seem like normal?
I mean, you've probably bought beef before.
I have.
It seems.
I've gotten beef. I've got beef before. That was gonna be a joke. It was really bad. Just
It seems a little old. Like it's been sitting out. It's not the best quality, but it does look familiar to you. There's nothing about it that seems strange or alien. So, Mulder, as the other man called him, opens these double doors forward and like puts his back against the wall, and then he like points. He points to his left, which is north. In the next room, the smell of hay and animals come out, and you can hear or maybe even see some like 2 cows and a horse in here. The horse looks nervous because standing in front of him is a burly, like barrel-bellied man who looks just a little mean, and he's like in his hands, like twirling a great cleaver, and he's just kind of like, huh, never butched horse before. And then when the door, like he turns, huh, what's this?
Being able to take a gander, I kind of say, well, hello, Parnes.
Who are you?
You don't remember us?
Mulder says, Parnes, these folks said they knew you. I ain't never seen any of them before in my life. What do you want?
Oh, we were just here to, thank you for your charitable operation.
Oh, yeah?
That's right.
Mulder kind of shakes his head. But he says he don't know you. But you say you know him.
We've met. It was a long time ago.
All right, well, you said your hellos. Now get out of here. And Parnes like shakes his head and kind of like steps up, like towards you, and he's like, "Yeah, your thanks is welcome, but we got it covered, all right."
Just looking around here, is there like anything that we notice?
Make perception checks, please.
Like everything is it? I feel like it should be hinky. I don't know if it looks hinky.
It's a room covered in blood and bits.
I mean, yeah, it is a butcher shop, though.
It looks not hinky to her.
Simran, perception 2.
Yeah.
Look, I got a 22 on my perception, so as they're having this charismatic conversation, I'm just looking around like, where's the beef?
There you go.
That's
Got it.
was.
I got a 12.
Sylviana's just gonna lean back for the rest of the episode.
Yeah,
Like, my job here is done.
done for the night, folks. I got
Okay.
one good zinger in me, and that's it.
Looking at
Hey.
Like Ivor?
oh, natural
Oh, wow.
natural one for Ursion.
So I'm
What did you
probably
get?
over here. Sorry.
New scene, what did you get?
19.
Talking to this guy about, so like, how does one become a butcher? Like a class you can take, or if you can find a master apprentice situation.
How's the boss? Is there benefits?
Ivor,
Yes.
you got the highest perception, 22. But you're also the closest to this metal grate in the southwest section of the room.
Mhm.
Casting your eyes around, you see some cloth caught in between the metal. It looks like shirt fabric.
They're maybe distracted talking to each other, and I'm in the back, so I'm gonna try to sneak off and get a little closer to that and check it out.
Okay. Yeah, so as you step down towards it.
Do you want me to roll stealth?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you have to.
Okay. I'm good at it, just in case anybody
It's how you
wants.
really want to.
I was gonna say, Chris, where's
Fine,
your
I was
sense
like-
motive?
What skills is Ivor good at?
Okay, fine. Roll a stealth check, please.
Okay.
Watch
Watch,
me
I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, you're gonna roll
I'm gonna
one
roll a
just for that.
Can my attempt to...
Oh, I rolled
Oh.
a 26.
Dude.
Very nice.
He just
Okay.
vanishes. A puff of air.
Checking my perception. There's no way. Got it. Okay. So you like slide over, just kind of sidle. That's the word.
Okay.
I started over.
And as you like peer through the grate, it's hard to tell. It goes down quite a bit, but you're pretty sure you can see a human body down there. Nothing overt, like it's not like a direct form, but oh, there's the head. Got it. It's like you can tell it's been separated into multiple parts.
What can I tell about the body? Gender, age, ethnicity, anything just from looking at it?
Were they cute when they were alive?
Is
Yeah.
it a skull? Is it a head?
No, it's pretty dark down there, and there's not a lot of natural light in. And it goes down maybe 5-10 feet.
Pretty
But
dark in here all around.
You can see a reef claw, a crab-like creature like scuttle out and just start like nibbling on the face of this head you see down there.
Oh, okay. That image is gonna stick around for a while.
What you can tell is that the body appears to be have been butchered.
I sidle back to the others,
That's always what sidling's gonna look like now.
and Simran is right there, kind of also in the back, and I kind of tap her on the shoulder.
Listen, y'all gotta get out of here, okay? They're trying to.
What?
There's a body. There's a butchered body underneath us.
Fresh?
Ish.
Hey.
It's a human body, in case that wasn't clear.
Yeah, no.
Okay, wait, are you whispering?
Yeah,
There's-
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not gonna like whisper because then nobody at home would be able to
Yeah.
hear what I'm saying, which like is maybe better, but for me worse. So, but
I
I'm
understand.
whispering.
So, Simran, Simran turns back to the other guy who she can see over confidence
Mm-hmm.
and be like, hey, where's the person who owned this place?
The old owner? The place was abandoned when we found it.
So,
Was it?
not back there under gratings? Decomposing?
At that point,
She has no tact. Sorry.
I think I turned like, what?
at that point, Baldrago steps out and shuts the doors.
Oh, Baldrago.
Blocking
we
you
made
all
a
in
big
here.
Mistake.
Well, they're bad people. Simran turns to Ivor and shrugs.
And then Mulder, the wheezy guy, I don't think you're here to congratulate us. And he pulls out his long sword. I want to roll initiative, but also we're running we're at the end of the night. We're getting there.
So I guess
We
we'll
can
have
do
to
this
talk
in
them
30
down.
minutes.
I know. I was gonna say. I feel like
Initiative's gonna be
Ursula and I could probably intimidate them out of fighting, right?
Simran wants to know why they murdered people. Bad.
Okay, let's roll initiative.
Yeah. Alright, click on my token.
19 for Nusine.
13. For Simran.
Natural
13 for Ivor.
Twins.
20.
Sorry, this is what happens when you tell Simran there's a dead body there.
No, that's fair. It's
Screw
like
this. And screw these guys.
For real.
I mean, what? This is going to be a combat encounter?
Yeah, I never would have guessed. At all the world's meat?
You know, that
This looks like
guy
a
with the
social map.
coughing, I never...
Baltrago, how could you?
Also, you have to smash somebody named Baldrago. Like, that's an unwritten rule.
I think so.
With the hammer.
I think so.
Ursian and confidence. With nice.
We're on the same mind.
Okay. Well.
Sidle over there.
Damn, y'all. Okay. Combat begins.
Yes.
So this guy steps out in front of Ursian and draws a sword.
Yeah.
Bad move.
Exactly. Mulder also draws his sword. So at this point, they're all holding weapons. Ursion, your move.
With practiced ease, I draw my greatsword and then power attack this fellow.
Oh, all right.
no.
Straight into it.
Smash.
I roll a 23.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Slay,
that's gonna hit.
slay,
That's gonna
slay.
hit.
Okay. And the power attack, so that is this much damage. Oh, terrible roll. I only did 12 damage.
Woof.
Only 12.
I
Yeah,
rolled
that
a
was
2.
almost min damage.
You
Yeah.
bring your greatsword down, and it just like cuts across his shoulder and down his arm, like a splash of blood just flooding to the floor. Ah! He screams in pain.
If someone were grading Ursian on his butcher skills, would he
Yeah.
pass?
This is a battle and an audition.
Everything is a job interview.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Confidence. You've got Parnes and Mulder to your left and in front of you.
That is right. Oh gosh, man, this is gonna be fun. If I take a 5-foot step between, I can't. There's like a rail there, or are those pipes on the ceiling? I'm having a hard time telling.
Pipes. They're not rails.
Okay, so
There's
if I
nothing
were
here-
to,
The only thing in your way are the vats in the middle of the floor.
okay, if I were to take a 5-foot step to that square between Simran and Nusine, would Parnes no longer be in melee with anybody, or would he still be in melee with me?
I don't think we're in
would
melee
he
'cause I'm
be
technically outside of that room. Like,
Right.
there's a wall between us.
exactly? There you go.
Great. Then I'm gonna take a 5-foot step. Whoop, if I can do that.
Mhm.
And as my move action, I will load my crossbow and I will fire it at him. Let's see. That's gonna be 22 to hit.
Yes, that's a hit.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. It does. Four points of damage.
Very nice. That's
And I
max
say,
damage. Almost.
no. Say, do you remember me now?
Hit him harder. You might jog his memory.
Fuck. New scene.
New scene will begin by moving behind everyone and over here, essentially circling around, like behind Simran.
Okay.
And on the way there, I guess once here, actually, this will be enough. We'll grab a little bit of the dust again and cast color spray, splashing it forward in a 15-foot cone at both of those two.
Okay. All right.
And we'll, as a free action, spend an I guess it's an arcane pull point to increase the DC by 1.
Damn. You had 2 color sprays prepared?
That's the thing with Arcanus. It's like 5e. So I just prepare the spell once and then I can use it.
Okay. Fuck that shit.
Nice.
I'm making will saves. Oh god, I'm making will
I
saves.
hope not.
Haha.
See what you get.
1d20. This is for Parnes.
Natural one.
Yes.
This is
That's a
for
one.
Mulder. 19.
Okay,
Man.
so
God,
Mulder's
fucking
fine,
shit.
but Parnes is, I believe, stunned for. Let me see how many. How many hit dice does he have again? I'm sorry, that's gonna depend.
Just 3.
3. So blinded and stunned for 1d4 rounds,
Okay.
Four.
and then after that, so for 3 rounds,
3.
he's blinded and
Nice.
stunned, and then after that,
Nice.
he's stunned for 1 more round afterwards. So he's
So
blinded for
Parnes is
3,
out.
stunned for 4.
Blinded 3, stunned 4.
Mm-hmm. And that's the end of Nusine's turn.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
girl.
Okay, so Parnes is stunned.
You don't need to.
Ivor.
Ivor looks over to the man on the opposite side of the room and Ivor looks down at his own hand and it starts to crackle with electricity. And then he kind of has this moment and he balls his hand into a fist and the electricity dissipates and he steps right in front of Nusine and he punches Mulder in the face.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you so you don't have
Unarmed strike.
yes.
Nope.
So this
All I
is gonna
have is a base attack bonus of 1.
so this is going to provoke an attack of opportunity. You're not like your fists are unwieldy, and Mulder easily sees that coming.
Ivor.
So
Ivor's
he's
like,
going to
"Ooh."
make an attack with his longsword.
No.
Oh, longswords are scary.
They're pointy, all right.
Mm-hmm. They're 1d8.
Oh no.
That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Okay, it
no.
hits.
Whoa, 1d20.
No.
Does it confirm?
Don't do it. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Oh, that is a
okay.
named character.
I have the second most hit points in the party.
It still
Still.
hits though.
Oof.
For 1d8 plus 1. Where's my roll? Fucking macros.
There it is.
6 points of damage, Ivor. You bring up your arm to fist, and he just like slices the inside of it with his sword.
Oh no.
Oh, like here?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Does Nucine pull out a vial?
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Yeah. So I just
Not yet.
Yeah, my arm is now bleeding, and as it's bleeding, I like throw it at him, and the blood like sprays on him. Okay. I rolled a 4.
No.
Oh no.
He
That hurt a
totally
lot.
just like.
And I'm just like standing there in his face with like blood dripping from my arm, and I just like scream in his face.
Damn. Simran,
I
Ivor's,
won't subject you listeners to it.
Ivor's right next to you, screaming and bleeding.
A couple of questions. Do attacks of opportunity work the way they do in 5e in that like you only get one per round?
Sometimes.
You
Okay.
can take a feat to get
Unless
more
they have
hits.
combat reflexes.
Okay. But general the assumption just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And I guess I don't remember what my second question was, so we'll just go with it. All right. Well, Simran will use another point from her arcane pool to enhance her new masterwork rapier with an additional +1 bonus.
Shving.
Yeah.
That's right, you have
and-
the arcane pool. I'm sorry. I have arcane reservoir. That was the difference.
Yes.
I was like, that sounds wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
Pool reservoir.
And
They're kind of
then,
the
It's
same.
open to interpretation.
This is coming from Pedantic last episode, right?
okay, and then because she just saw this person use a reaction to smack Ivor, she will mutter under her breath and cast Arcane Mark. And what happens is it's like a blue glow that travels down her rapier, and she will deliver the Arcane Mark with her rapier.
Okay. Make a
That's-
touch attack.
Well, so the Arcane Mark with the rapier, it's just a rapier
It's
attack.
against
and then-
regular AC, correct.
It's against regular AC, not touch AC.
Mhm.
But I take a -2 because I'm doing this as part of my Arcane Strike.
Yep.
So it'll just be a -2 to attack. Well, -1 because I just did enhance the rapier.
Okay.
So
Jesus.
and there's no
man.
damage.
Okay.
-1 damage mod. I forgot. So we,
Soon.
Yeah. Just waiting.
well, that does not hit with an 8. And
Nope.
she gets annoyed, and now she will take her regular attack with her rapier, also with the same penalty.
You got this.
You can do it,
Twice. You could have
Simran.
missed twice.
Well, that's a calculated 20.
Oh?
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Mm.
That's gonna hit.
It does not confirm, I assume, with a 6.
No.
Well, there is at least 4 damage.
Mhm.
All right.
So you're able to swing twice with your rapier. Its tip glowing with blue energy, and you're gonna do 4 damage to old Mulder there in the corner.
Yeah, I didn't like that he made Ivor bleed.
Baldrago's not looking great, so he's gonna take a 5-foot step away from you, Ursion.
Miss him.
He's gonna pull out a yield cure light wounds and drink it for 3 points of health.
I like her.
Sorry.
Chuckle.
I'm gonna. This is gonna turn around at some point. At some point. Okay, Mulder's there. What am I? He's got all these freaking people on him.
Hi!
I can take a 5-foot step after attacking. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's your only
Okay.
movement, yes.
Great. So that's what I'm gonna do. All that magic shit. He's gonna swing his blade at Simran.
No, she's squishy.
You probably can see that.
Yes. they can.
Her max hit points are lower than my current hit points.
That's only an
Well-
11.
That just pings against her armor.
And he curses. I don't know about this. Corallo,
Morty from
five,
Rick and Morty.
10.
Oh,
I don't know.
He pulls out a long sword and just goes up to Ursion and swings it.
Go, my friend.
Oh, I was hoping good things for the nice little butcher. Oh well.
Oh well, that's a 14.
Catch that on my armor.
And Ursion, top of the round is
I'm
yours.
going to power attack this guy.
It's like he wants
This time
to
with
be hit.
feeling, Scott.
Poor
Sorry.
Corallo.
Natural
Oh,
20.
natural 20.
Oh,
So that's
Roll
enough to
the
confirm.
Roll the confirm.
you got this. You got this.
Are you going to cut this man in half?
Nope.
Oh, and a natural 1. Balance the sword to the universe. Praise Avatar.
Okay,
Give it, then
okay.
he takes it away, huh? Okay. That's going
There you
to
go.
be
A monster
16
type
damage.
damage.
16 damage.
Yes.
Describe your KO.
He comes running up. I slice down the first guy who reaches back, and on the counter swing, as this guy's coming in, I just swing it across the body and kind of catch him in his armor, mostly like it's the shock of, and knock him off his feet and slam him down. I step forward. Can I take a 5-foot step and stand over KO'd body?
Yes.
Okay, I can occupy it. So I kind of like, as I hit him, I step forward and come very close to my already wounded but newly healed friend. And I raise the sword in a position.
Damn. Confidence.
I'm gonna kind of look around, see how people are doing. I'm gonna take a 5-foot step this way, use my move action to reload my crossbow, and then I'm gonna think better of it for 1 second. And I'm gonna reach into the inner lining of my coat, pull out a little bit of wool, and that little spark is gonna catch between my fingers, and I'm gonna point it at this guy over closest to me, and I'm gonna say, "Stop and think about what you're doing for just a moment." And I need him to make a will save. I'm gonna try and daze him. I assume he has fewer than 4 hit dice.
That is an 8.
That is a failure, so he's dazed for his next turn.
Did you just pull the wool over his eyes?
Oh
Hey,
no.
yes, I did.
What did we say about getting out of it?
You guys have
And then
to do
I
with you.
just sort of look over at the other one and say, "You're outmatched. Put down your weapons."
Oh, over at Parnes?
No, he's clearly out of it.
Mm-hmm. The one that
The one
Ursion's...
that Ursion's stepping up to.
Okay, alright. Make an intimidate check.
Okay.
Oh, this is
I gotta roll at this stupid -4, right? 'Cause-
Yep.
Pathfinder's so racist.
It's called balance. No, it's fucked up.
It's still a 19.
Nice.
Coercing. Influence 10 plus. Baldrago, the tall man with the bushy eyebrows, looks. New scene.
New scene, having seen that, we'll actually take a 5-foot step to the right, and as a standard action, we'll grab the back of Simran's shoulder, and this greenish energy flows through Nusine's hand and into Simran, giving her a +2 bonus to Dex, so +1 to all Dex stuff.
Very
Nice.
nice.
Dex
And how long does that last?
For 2 rounds.
Okay.
I remember when you used to buff me like that.
So Parnes is in his second round of being blinded and stunned.
I did feel weird not enlarging Ursion on the first round of combat. I was like, oh, what do I do that's not that?
I know, that just sounds so dirty.
I know. I was about to wink lasciviously, and then I thought better.
Ivor, the Mulder, the wheezing man, looks like dazed in front of you.
I scream in his face and I punch him. Maybe.
Go for the punch.
I try to punch him.
You got this. You got this.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, no, baby.
It's nice to know that had I done my normal attack with my big attack bonus, that still would not have hit.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's dazed, he's still able to just kind of like move out of the way, like backwards, just
I like
enough.
punch the wall.
Oh,
Buddy.
Simran.
Question: Is it? This is not my old question. Is it possible to hit non-lethally with my rapier?
Yes, at a -4 on your attack.
Oof. Okay, so Simran is not doing that yet. She will be like, "What's the plan? Are we doing this? Anybody? What? No? Okay." And she's going,
Don't kill them.
Don't kill them.
Do what she did last time. I guess
The scene
so.
is just
The
like,
way
go.
the way spells work is that she cast Arcade Mark, but it wasn't delivered. I'm assuming it'll deliver the next time an attack hits. Is that right?
Yeah, it's still charged.
But then that would have discharged on the second hit.
Oh, yes, exactly.
So you
Oh, so
you can
it's
add you can add well no you can add the damage to the.
There's
second
no
hit.
Arcane Mark bonus.
Oh, there's okay. I thought you get a 1.
Yeah, no, it's just a cantrip.
Okay.
And so she's going to do the same thing. She's going to, once again, the blue light flows down her sword, and she, attempt to deliver Arcane Mark with her rapier, and with her plus new Dex bonus, she has 0. That negates her now, -2 now. Awesome. Damage mod is still -1. Right. That is okay. So it's an 18 to hit.
That?
Good.
Yeah, that'll hit.
No, it's a calculated 18. So okay. So she'll slash down once and then flip it around and slash down the other way. Aim everything. And that's a 21 to hit. And I guess it's minimum damage 1.
Yeah.
Although that's confirmed.
That's a crit.
Oh,
But
that's
that's
is that,
not-
that wasn't
No,
a
no,
crit.
no,
That was-
no,
it's
it's
not a
right.
crit.
I rolled
That's
a 16.
That's right. That's right.
I have a 16 plus modifier.
I forgot it
so
just
no.
does it automatically because you were mad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the macro just thinks anything might be a crit.
So
Yeah.
1 damage. 1 damage.
1 damage.
Got it.
Computers are so stupid.
It's just like just in case. Here are some numbers.
You can hear footfalls from above.
Oh. Wait, there's a second floor to this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there were
I forgot
stairs.
about that, yeah.
Oops.
Ursi in the door.
My hands.
What are we doing? That's what Silver was asking. What are we doing?
Okay. Baldrago. Shit. He just growls at you, Ursion, and he's gonna take a fucking swing, because fuck you.
What? I rolled a 19.
13.
Baldrago.
Just swings against your armor. Mulder
He's
is.
thirsty for death.
That's fair.
Mulder is dazed, so that's his turn. Corallo, does he stabilize? Yes.
Okay,
He
cool.
is no longer dying.
Right, now I don't have to deal with it.
Ooh.
Ursion, that brings us back to you, top
Let's
of
see how
round.
Baldrago is doing.
3.
I'm going to attack him not time because I'm not going to do any overkill. And I
Just
miss.
Kill him in a normal way.
He dodges your attack, and then finds a newfound sense of confidence.
Yeah, good for
I can
him.
never use that word again. by the way.
Sorry.
Anytime you want to use it, use it. It's always funny.
Yeah, it's just always going to be hilarious.
Speaking
Oh, wait.
of, Confident.
we need to start calling her Connie.
That's fine.
Wait,
That's what my
wait,
dad
fix
calls
this.
me.
That
so.
helps too. Connie, you're up.
All right. I think hearing those noises, I'm gonna kind of like look over at Ursion. Does the door bar from this side?
It does not look like it does.
Gross.
Yes.
I think what I am gonna do in that case is shoot at this guy that's on Ursion, just in case more people come in and he needs to deal with that threat.
Yeah. So remember, they're engaged.
That's correct. So it's only a plus one.
It's not that serious.
Not yet.
That's not what he said.
He's just trying to get a green card.
Oh no, that's a 5.
Twang.
Oh, man.
The bolt goes wide.
Welcome
Bring
to my
us-
experience of this fight.
Yeah, we're all
new
missing
scene.
this round.
Oh, sorry. I'm also just going to use my move action to reload my crossbow.
Understood.
Okay. New scene, hearing the sounds coming up above, will go ahead and move over to Ursion.
What are we doing with these guys?
And we'll stand it and we'll also touch him, and this same greenish energy goes in and said he'll get a +2 bonus to strength.
Ooh.
Very
It's a
nice.
full round action to do the other one. I don't want to do it yet.
That's pretty great.
Was my dex buff for 1 round?
2 rounds.
2 rounds, okay, just checking.
Okay, so that's the third round and last round that Parnes will be blinded.
But now he's stunned?
He is stunned for one more round. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Ivor.
What are we doing? Anybody?
And I try to punch him again, and as I punch him, I yell, "Don't kill them!" in my manliest voice. So like super high pitched and like cracking. I know he's already gone through puberty, but like his voice is cracking anyway.
Sure.
Sweet.
Second puberty is the worst.
This is going to provoke an attack of opportunity. Parnes is back. He got his turn.
Okay, but I rolled a 14.
14. Your fist clangs against his chain armor.
Oh.
Yeah. 1d20 plus 3 to. He's going to swing back. That's a dirty 20.
Yeah,
That's a hit.
Oh boy.
it's fine.
Also, I found out that my
Like-
augmentation only lasts 1 round.
One
Until-
round.
Until next
He like comes to himself and just manages to like, as soon as you like against his armor, and just slashes his long sword down across you. 7 hit
A
points.
long
of
sword is a little known
damage.
cut of beef.
Yes, exactly. 7 points of damage.
Come on.
Bring you down to
Ow!
8. He's cutting you up, Ivor, and it's not looking good. Simran.
Simran will say to Ivor, like, while doing what she has been doing this whole time, be like, "You don't want us to kill him, but I'm not going to let him." And she's going to do the arcane mark and 2 rapier attacks.
Okay.
I guess. Right. So it's just she's not doing this non-lethally because the guy just
Yeah.
she doesn't
Yeah.
like she's nobody no.
Nobody slashes baby in the arm.
No. Well, that's a 7. So she's a
Mm.
little distraught at Ivor's blood. I'm guessing.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna try again.
You're lucky Ivor's provoking these attacks of opportunity.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta be good for something.
Jesus Christ!
Oh.
There's a 7 and an 8 to hit.
Mm.
I don't think any of us hit this round.
No,
Lots of
there's
whiffs.
something about the way that your blade is moving. It's just not working.
Oh, it's all their turn.
Okay.
It's like she's listening to Ivor's battling that in her head.
Don't kill him. He doesn't deserve to die.
Doesn't he though?
So one of these doors opens, and in steps a younger-looking man with brown hair, a human. He's handsome, and he's wearing the Corvosan Guard livery and armor.
Don't look,
Um,
Cimarron.
He's holding the spear, and all he sees are
Who
his
said he's
men.
handsome?
Oh, okay.
All he sees are his men being attacked. So he turns to Ursion and just stabs at you with his spear.
No hitty. Please.
Did that go through?
Oh.
Yeah!
Oh,
Ooh.
25.
All right. All right.
Okay, but we also learned what his name is, which
Mhm.
appears to be Varric Vankaskirkin. That's with one C and two Ks.
That's right.
Derek Van Kaskerkin.
Mhm.
Vankaskirkin. It's probably pronounced that way.
The damage isn't my damage macro isn't going off the way I want it to.
Probably means it's 0 damage then. Moving
Yeah.
That's
on.
right. That's
I mean,
exactly
minimum
right.
1.
Hey,
Minimum damage for 5.
Okay.
Nice.
He manages to find a spot in your splint armor and just stabs.
Go ahead.
What's going on? They're attacking us, Baldrago says, as he takes the opportunity to also take a swing at Ursion. With his long sword.
Ursion.
It's a 7. Nope.
Not gonna do it.
clang.
We've got Mulder over here. You know what? This little boy, he can just get up out of my face. Just get up out of my face, he says to you, Ivor. For a natural one.
Mm-mm.
Fucking shit.
I'm not going anywhere, but also I'm not gonna kill you.
Critical fail for Mulder with his melee weapon, Twisted Ankle. His speed is reduced by 10 feet until later. So he like stumbles as he's trying to slash at you and just lands on his foot wrong.
Slips on that bloody, bloody floor.
It's just covered in blood.
Mulder minus 10 foot speed. Got it. Corallo is unconscious, still alive. Round 4, Ursion, what you got?
I'm gonna slash at Baldrago again.
No.
'cause
Oh, Baldrago. Okay, good.
he's still up in my mix, and I'm not enjoying his. Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
That sucks. All right.
He's trying to dodge it, but you're able to just like hit his armor, his leather armor.
Yeah.
It's not enough to get past it.
No problem. Moving on.
Anything else?
No, I mean, I'm kind of exactly where I want to be. So
Great. Confidence.
This guy who just came in is wearing city guard armor, and I know that these guys use guards.
Used to be.
That's right. They, until like yesterday morning. So
And then a corpse appeared.
They're murderers.
I know. I'm gonna move this direction and shout out and say, "No, these men attacked us. All we were doing was asking a simple question, and they tried to kill us. This really what the Corvosan Guard stands for." And I'm gonna move over this way, and I'm gonna put my hands on Ivor and cast Cure Light Wounds.
Oh, thank you.
Diplomacy? Is that diplomacy?
If you tell me,
Yes. Go for
sounds good.
I mean, technically, Ursion had the highest initiative and hit first.
I mean, yeah, but they drew their sword.
But we found a body.
I don't know. I
21.
21.
Nice.
Not
I'm
enough.
also gonna roll to heal Ivor. 1 second. I add my level, I believe. Yes. Okay. 8
Ooh,
hit
thank you
points.
so much.
Very nice.
And I kind of
Feels
look over at them and say, "They're killing this unarmed boy."
Accurate.
It's true.
I'm defenseless.
I didn't
Against
say
melee
you were
attacks. Try to
defenseless.
hit me at range.
I just said you were unarmed, which is technically true.
It is true. He's slapping at them.
I'm about to be less armed if he
Yeah,
keeps
seriously.
slashing me.
New scene.
Do I still hear more footsteps coming above, or is that the only
No.
footsteps?
It sounds like this was it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna burn it.
Do it.
I'm going to. Oof, let me see. I've got to move this way, and then I can do in a cone. It's 5, 10, 15. So yeah, I'll still get the other two. I'll get the other two, but not Ursion. Another color spray comes out of Nusine's hand and flashes towards those two. So and,
How are you
we're
not-
using a free action to raise the DC by 1, and that is my last spell of the day.
Yeah, that was mine too.
How are you not getting Ursion in this?
Because a cone is 1, and then 2, and then 3.
Yeah.
That's 20 feet.
That's 20 feet. Okay. Well, can I? Okay. Well, I was here. Can I move? I guess I can move past them and just go up here, right?
That's gonna get. That's
Nah, you gotta
'Cause
squeeze
I
through
can
the
move-
door.
I can move through him.
Yeah, but you're still leaving. You're going through a threatened square.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, right. Well,
You could step into the water.
can I
Where
try to
the-
balance on top of it up
Dirty,
here?
dirty water.
Can I try to balance up top here?
Sure,
Like one of
you'd be
these.
within AOO range.
What do you mean?
Attack of opportunity reach.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, great. So you jump on top,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna cast another color spray
Yeah, but first you would get an attack of opportunity if I'm moving into that.
into that spot.
Mhm.
Why?
No, you would.
No.
Not
No,
moving.
for casting
Oh,
the
for
spell.
casting
Spell.
for casting spell.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
right,
for casting the spell that I get the attack of opportunity.
Right.
You're not casting defensively.
Nope.
Okay, they're both gonna take it.
Are you regretting that choice now?
That changes
Romero?
everything. Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
But that's fine. It's too late.
So Baldrego rolls a
Oh.
19.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Ouch. Ouch. Oof.
He swings with his long
Oh,
sword
no. Oh, I forgot.
for
it was a long
8
sword.
points of
Oh.
damage.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Whoa!
I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's called a gamble. I'm
And-
gambling.
Varick
Mm-hmm. So I'm at,
is going to strike with his spear at you as well.
oh, I'm gonna die.
17.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
let's see what happens.
no.
Don't
Oh,
worry.
no.
I'm not actually gonna die, but let's see what happens. Oh, I'm at,
10 points of damage.
Mo, are you out?
I'm at -2, I think. I'm gonna have to double
Oh.
check that.
Oh man, I know what I'm doing on my turn.
Murder is about to happen.
So Nusine
Sorry.
Do I get my
jumps
color spray
up.
off? I guess I don't. Well, I'm provoking while I'm attacking, right? Or on my. or
The,
knock it off.
the attack of opportunities happen first.
Mm.
Okay.
Even after the damage, you would have had to make a concentration check not to lose the spell.
Right.
So you fall unconscious, falling into the water, not
Whoa.
underneath it.
Okay.
Yes. Don't worry, I'm not mean. I'm not that mean. But yes, Nusine, you are unconscious and dying. I'm putting a red dot on you.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, this is the last round that Parnes is stunned.
hmm
And next round,
That was the main reason why I did that.
he will be back in the fray. Ivor.
I turn to Mulder and I say, go fuck yourself. And then provoking an attack of opportunity, I run to Nusine and I leap up onto the vat because I'm very dexterous. And I grab Nusine and I just pull her out of the water. And prop her up, and I'm gonna try to stabilize her.
Okay, you took 7 points of damage as you ran off.
Thank
He
you,
just-
Confidence, for healing me earlier.
He
Very
just
helpful.
slashes down your back, but you're able to pull
Fine.
Nusine up and make a stabilized check.
Yeah. I use the heal skill for this, right?
Yep.
Great.
DC's 15, I believe.
Oh man, no, I rolled a 4 on the die, so even with my
Mm-mm.
bonus, that's only an 8.
So as she's like bleeding out, you're trying desperately to stop
I'm just
the
gonna
bleeding.
keep like holding. Yeah, I'm like holding her body and like trying. We'll come back to this.
Damn, Simran, you're up.
Simran sees Nusine go down and is just like, somebody help her! And she will, now she's mad, so she is going to not play it safe, and she's going to cast Shocking Grasp through her rapier, and so basically, now electricity just shoots like from her shoulders down her arm and lights up her sword as she takes a slash at it.
Go for it.
At this point, the dex bonus that Nusine gave wore off.
Is gone.
Okay, so is the target is wearing metal armor?
Yes. This is the only one of the four original guys that was wearing metal armor.
Well, it's or holding a metal weapon.
So they're all holding metal weapons.
Yeah. Okay. And so my caster.
Varric is wearing chainmail.
Okay. So let's see. My damage modifiers continue to be. Well, that's a natural 1 to hit. No, it's a 10 to hit. Never mind, it's a 10 to hit.
Oh, okay.
But I have a lot of. Wait, what the heck happened? Oh,
Yeah, and there's no.
my roll just got. You know what? I'm gonna my macro.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I do see 10 to hit though.
But there's like.
Well, so it's 10 to hit plus my 1. I have +1 weapon bonus for the Master Rapier. I have +1 base attack bonus. That's 12. +3 for the metal. So that would be 15.
Okay.
So it would actually, I don't know why the -1 is in there, but it would be a 15.
So 15, that would hit for a touch attack.
It's against their regular AC.
Because it's through the spell.
Because I did the spell through the.
Yeah, but I feel like as soon as you touch him, the spell gets discharged.
No, the way this works is that my spell will discharge when the weapon hits. And so it just holds the spell until the weapon hits.
Okay, so that's a miss.
That's a miss? Okay, well...
Yeah, you're able to, like, hit him, but without the piercing, there's no discharge.
No discharge. Okay, so she's going to take her second slash, and I'm just going to do this with my regular rapier.
Normally, no discharge is a good thing.
But it wouldn't be a regular rapier now. You still have the Shocking Grasp charge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, that's what I meant. Like, I'll use my...
Okay.
That's what I meant. Okay.
You got this.
This is why I've banned mages in all of my other games.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's a totally legal, viable, balanced class. It does not deserve...
it doesn't work half the time. So
I just get freaked out. I'm like, what are you doing? What's all of this?
Well, this one is a natural.
Whoa!
Natural 20!
Yay!
Oh, shit. Roll to confirm.
Roll to confirm.
Oh,
And that
sweet
does that crit her Shocking Grasp damage? Somebody else.
If you confirm, I believe
Okay.
I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the spell always crits.
Yes.
So so it's a 22 to confirm.
Yes. That hit.
Yes.
So damage is a total of that -1. So the damage is 3 from the sword, and I will roll 2d6.
Boom. Triple your electric damage.
Before I double it or not?
No,
No,
before
just
just
instead.
triple.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just roll 3d6.
Yes.
So normally I roll 2d6.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
but the crit card. I pulled the crit card.
So I roll 6d6 now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Triple the shock damage.
yeah, which is the 66? Because
Got it.
The rapier is different.
23.
Ooh.
Okay. Good. The crit card also said if it deals thunder, electric damage, be pushed back several feet. So when you strike him, there is this thunderclap boom, in the entire room as the dead man goes flying all the way back, hitting the wall behind him, causing the animals to begin braying nervously.
I tried so hard not to kill him.
I will point out that both times I've cast Shocking Grasp through a sword, I have critted.
Mm-hmm.
And murdered.
Did it still come as a shock the second time?
Every time. You know what? She's really mad Nucina's down. She's not.
Mm-mm.
And she does not care, Ivor. I'm really sorry, but she does not.
Mulder! and Varric, whose name you actually don't know, but the man with the spear, just goes to spear at Ursion once more.
Not a fan, huh?
$27. Very nice. Very, very nice. Finally, someone in here doing some damage. 9 points of damage. Straight into your armpit, this spear jabs. He pulls it out, and like this blood just squirts onto the floor.
Yuck.
Get out of my shop! Go! Leave! And Baldrago, ignoring the dying woman with the teenager is crying over, is going to bring down his sword on Ursion. It's a 12.
Okay.
No hit. Clang! Clang. Corallo is still unconscious underneath Ursion's feet. Round 5.
Okay. I'll try attacking again. Nope.
Oh.
Haven't rolled above a 5 in like 4 rounds.
Damn. You're gonna stay there?
So I'm going to step and standing in. I'm going to step over the prone body of. Can't really see me, but I'm stepping over the prone body of Nucine in a protective. But as I'm bleeding, but I'm smiling. Is that all you got? And then I look back at Ivor and say, some people can sing and some people can dance, and some people can shoot some lightning. Anytime now.
Some people can stabilize our comrade.
Confidence.
As I hear Ivor saying that, I'm just going to reach out and just mutter a brief prayer to Abadar, and I'm going to take a step this way and cast Stabilize on Nucine, which has a range of 30 feet.
I have never used that spell before and did not realize it had range.
Neither did I. I went and looked it up.
Damn.
I would have imagined it would be a touch spell, but somehow it's not.
So
I could have gotten over there even if it was.
Nucine, you're at -2?
Correct.
But you are stabilized.
Correct.
Ivor is like holding Nucine and like trying to patch her up to like stem the bleeding, and suddenly it like she like magically stops, like magically coagulates, and Ivor like looks down at his hands like, what did I do? Do I have this new ability?
I mean, I feel like you probably see it like glow golden for a second.
Ivor like turns around and sees Confidence and like, oh.
Nucine.
Pooja, I think you're
sorry.
Just very briefly, I'd like to
Sorry, I
say...
was muted. I was like, what color is Nucine?
Her
Oh,
blood?
what color is her blood?
Mm-hmm.
That's a very
Nucine?
good question. I don't think she has blood.
Oh.
What color is the liquid coming out of her?
It's almost like a bluish white color.
Okay.
And
Okay.
actually, you know, all of us, since everyone's actually seen potions, it actually, it almost has that same viscous thickness as like potions.
Oh, interesting.
Cool.
Nucine, it is your turn. You are unconscious.
Right, I'm stabilized. Do I guess I don't roll anything, right? Because I'm just stabilized.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, Parnes is back in the game.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah. So he takes a single step forward, and with his butcher's cleaver, just half swipe, hacks it at Simran.
Stinky.
get for not dealing with someone that was helpless.
18.
Oof.
That
Oh
hits.
man. Well, can't wait to see everyone's backup characters.
For 4 points of damage. He just
Okay.
it stops right in your arm and he pulls it back out, leaving like a thick cut
Oh boy.
down the middle of it. A thick cut. Ivor, your turn.
Per our group chat that Chris is not a part of, I
Mhm.
believe I am in possession of a potion of cure moderate wounds.
That is
I
true.
believe that's correct.
I am going to uncork it. And potions work on androids, right? Before I do
Yes,
this. Yes.
yes.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
I am
Yep.
going to uncork it and I'm going to shove it in Nusine's face.
So you spend a full round carefully pouring. I know you just said shove it, but it does require like careful like pouring down the throat. Not to take away your autonomy.
Okay.
Carefully shove it down her throat.
Carefully.
2d8
Cure
plus
moderate
3.
wounds. What is that?
2d8 plus 3.
2d8 plus 3.
There you go. Perfect.
Do I
for
roll it?
Yeah.
I trust you.
Maybe you shouldn't.
It's like a trust fall.
17.
Oh!
That's
More than your
you're
max.
at full. You're at full.
That keeps bringing me back up.
Very nice.
I went
So-
up as quickly as I went down.
Yeah.
Ah, the choice of low level.
That's true. So as Nusine's wounds begin to close and heal, Simran Parnes the Butcher is in front of you.
So she looks over her shoulder, sees Nusine's back up, is like, good, Ivor, Nusine, help! And then she will keep doing what she's been doing. She's arcane with here. 15?
15 is a hit.
Yes, okay. That's a one damage, because I crap on damage all the time. And then
He took a
just
little bit of damage earlier.
coming down with another another rapier. That's another one. That's a 16 to hit with.
You cast Arcane Mark.
Yes, and like a little glowing emblem goes across the top of his chest from one side to the other, and it fades as it like scrolls through.
Okay. Great. You do 2 points of damage.
Yay, with 2 hits, y'all.
Yay!
So, Nusine's come to with Ursion standing over her.
Mhm.
How are we looking? Someone's dead. Corallo's unconscious. Fuck. Okay. Varric is gonna. How are you looking, Ursion? How many health are you at?
I've got 10 hit points.
Okay, he's gonna take a stab. You're big and armored, and he wants to protect his men. That's a 13, though. Not
Misses.
enough. Not enough. Baldrago comes in with the longsword. 15.
Misses as well.
Clang, clang. They just like you can hear. You can feel their blows up against your armor, but
Feels
nothing's
good.
getting
Feels
getting
normal.
through.
What's her AC right now?
17.
Round 6, Ursion. It's been 30
Okay.
seconds of combat.
Okay. So I roll 25.
That's
So I size up Baldrago again, and I swing at him with a regular attack. I'm just happy to make contact, to be honest. 2 6 plus 7. No, just plus 6. This is gonna be a light shot, just between friends. So just 11 damage.
describe
damage.
your KO.
Delight.
So I smash him across the ribs, crumple his armor, and then I kind of give him a headbutt as I drive my steel cap into the bridge of his nose,
Jeez.
and then step over his body again.
Yeah, and he just falls backwards as you move into his space.
But I can't seem to grab. Oh, there we go.
There you go. I was gonna. Okay.
Nice.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Confidence.
I'm gonna take. I'm just gonna start walking in this direction as I again sort of rub the lining of my coat almost nervously and point back at Parnes. And I'd like him to make a will save.
Okay.
Please. I don't want to die.
15.
Oh, that's a success, unfortunately.
Mm,
And as I point, I'm looking over the guy who came in, who's still wearing the city guard uniform,
mm-hmm.
and I say, "Stand down. This man is a known associate of Gadrin Lamb, one of the most notorious criminals in this city. Or do you really want to be associated with him?"
New scene. Your turn.
Still like on the ground, Nucine just sees these like swords coming at Ursion, and Ursion swinging back, and just being like, "Ursion, you need to end this," and we'll go ahead and again enhance him with a +2 strength bonus.
Okay.
And then if that guy is still there.
You can crawl.
If he tries to move away?
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step down.
5-foot crawl.
Yeah, 5-foot crawl around the vat, or whatever that is. Is that a vat or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Parnes, his cleaver, like freshly bloodied from just hacking into Simran's arm, he looks at you, Confidence, when you mention Gadrin's name, and he looks at Varric. And then he turns and moves. He takes a 5-foot step, and then he's gonna, using the withdraw action, continue moving away from you, Simran. Opens this door and is out this way. Okay, Ivor.
I turn to the man, whatever his name is, and I say, "Sir, we have reason to believe that man murdered the proprietor of this shop and then butchered his body, and it's under that grate." And I point to the grate, and I say, "I saw it with my own eyes."
Can you roll diplomacy?
Sure.
Does she get any circumstance bonus from the fact that this man just ran away?
Anything to help. And also, it's true. I mean, everything I'm saying is true, and this guy just fled.
Keep going.
Am I like a little bit more believable?
I hear you.
Maybe. Just roll.
Do it.
That's a 2.
Ooh.
He looks at you, hefting his spear.
It's true.
Simran.
What are we doing? Are we just letting him go? What's happening here? Simran looks around at the group. She will use her action and cast her last spell, which is Shock Shield.
Mm-hmm.
And this, as she holds her left arm in front of her, this electric sparks like extend from her arm into like the shape of a shield, but it's made entirely out of electricity.
Ooh.
And she just holds it up.
Is she gonna move, or is that?
And she's she's okay. She's looking around, and she's gonna move about 20 side of him, not leaving.
She's gonna move what? Sorry, can you say that again?
20 feet forward.
Okay.
And wait here to see what she hears from her friends. She lets that guy go entirely.
You can see out the door that he opened.
Mm-hmm.
He's not far. It's the other man's turn. The man in the armor. He's gonna take a 5-foot step this way. I don't know. Let him go. Let me live, and we can talk. He's holding his spear out.
Okay. Like, we weren't gonna kill you.
Mm.
I mean, unless you try to kill us, but like, if you don't try to kill us, we don't try to kill you, kind of.
No, we can talk. We can talk. So he's not doing
Confidence?
anything. Go on. What?
Whose turn is it?
Oh, you said we could talk, and I said confidence?
I'm just waiting for it to be my turn.
We're up to Ursion.
Okay. Ursion like feels the urge to step forward and keep this going, and then steps back and grabs his sword by the middle of the blade with his offhand and turns and says, "You better treat your man. I don't think he's doing so well." I say as I step back over the guy I dropped and walk away.
Is anyone else making any moves, or are we going to drop out of initiative?
I will reach out my hand and stabilize that guy, and then I just take off running after Nusine because I can't see, or not Nusine, sorry, Simran, because I can't see her, and I don't know if she's still getting beat up by that guy.
Yeah, I don't think I
know where
noticed
he
that.
went.
Sorry.
I'm actually gonna run with confidence because, like, Ursian and Nusine can handle the diplomacy with this, like, legit guardsman. It's totally fine. I run after confidence.
Okay. Nusine?
Nusine will stand up and be like, "How do you make your money? You're just giving away me. It doesn't make any sense. I can't. It just doesn't make. Explain it to me, please."
Okay, so Parnes continues running, and we're gonna drop out of initiative.
Okay.
Varric, or the man in the Corvosan gear, drops.
I'm not going to be able to catch him.
Yeah.
He drops his spear, and he goes to the ground. Immediately starts trying to bind up his men. We were trying to help the people of Corvosa. I don't know what you want, but this isn't.
Your
right.
men attacked us. All we did was ask them a few questions, and the moment that Parnes saw us, he ordered them to attack.
Who's
Is that really
under
what
that
you want your
tree?
guard to be doing?
I knew something was wrong, but I didn't think. Okay.
Yeah.
Simran walks over to the grate and pulls whatever's on it off and be like, "How do you explain this?"
It's gonna take a little bit more than that
Yeah, we can
to
do
open it all the way.
Oh.
Well,
Well, she can work on it.
Let's pick this up
Yeah.
next week.
It's late. Yeah.
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 Explain the body!
We went late tonight, y'all.
Thanks for sticking with us, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, so we'll end on that climactic note. For everyone who stuck around with us this long, thank you. We will be back next week and every Tuesday, 8:30, 7:30 p.m. Central for a Cage Sustained. Manapod Studios has a lot of cool games and shows going on, so check down below to see the schedule and the like. And next week we'll have to find out just what the fuck the Cowhammer boys were doing.
What? Oh,
The
what?
Cowhammer- I'm sorry, you waited until
You've been holding on to that for the whole
11:45
time?
p.m. to tell us that they are called the
The
Cowhammer.
Cowhammer Boys?
The Cowhammer boys.
boy.
You didn't do any like information gathering on these guys before
No.
just walking in, so I figured I'd drop it. Take the one.
We could have been
I
using
forget that
the
that's a
whole
thing
time.
we can do.
You know, maybe if they didn't murderate. Right?
Maybe, but
Also, all we did was ask them a couple questions, and then they drew swords on us. Like,
Apparently, asking who the dead guy is like a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. Anyway.
Simran's not learning lessons. She should be.
that was a great session, y'all.
Yeah,
Good role
good
playing.
game, friends. It was a lot of fun.
So next week we'll pick up and we'll figure out just what Varric Van Kaskerkin has to say for himself.
wow, great name. Baron Van Keskerkin and what was it? The Cow Punch Boys?
Cowhammer boys.
How?
Yeah, I've done some research, and he is not the only Van Kaskerkin across the Pathfinder adventure paths.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Ooh.
There are
He's
multiple
from the
event casters.
Connecticut
This
Recast
conspiracy goes all the way to the top.
Yes.
Do they all have first names that start with V?
No, I
Are
don't
they
think
all
so.
alliterative?
But they live like the other. They live in different cities, so I don't know. I don't
Are
think
they
they're
all
related.
butchered?
No.
Are they all handsome?
I think so. I think they are.
Don't you talk about him that way. Don't even look at him. Go chase after the other guy.
Do. Hey, she protected you.
With that, we're gonna go ahead and log because we're a little late. But
Yeah.
thanks everyone.
I hope that in the future we don't start combat at like 10:45.
Yeah.
But we had to. We had to.
No, we pushed Chris.
I
We did.
insisted.
I didn't want to say no, but I remembered that we went over last week too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, and it's important to keep in
Chris will
mind,
try to
like,
be more respectful of everyone's time next time, right?
okay, combat can be totally unpredictable. Like, had it gone other ways, we could have been over in 3 rounds.
That's
But,
true.
anyway,
All right,
missed
well,
every
we'll
time.
stop holding you up.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Yeah, you guys have a good
Bye,
See you
night.
next week.
Come game
Thanks,
with us. See you on
everyone.
the Discord. Come
We'll
game
see you
with
next
us.
week.
Bye.